You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the Spookfest 150, presented by Great Lakes Sim. We're live from Michigan International Speedway, a fast 2-mile oval that's about to host 150 laps of ARCA action under the Halloween lights, Halloween evening. My name is Chris Murphy, Sim Racing Media, bringing you coverage here tonight with my friend Alan Bergen here in the booth. Alan, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, Chris. I'm excited to be here. It is Halloween, and what a great time to have a race here, as all the kiddos are getting ready to settle in and get the candy out. And well, I done had like 5 or 6 Reese's peanut butter cups, so I'm ready to go.
We've already started qualifying, or getting ready to roll it on the track for qualifying. So let's set the stage here. Drivers tonight will be tackling a 150 lap race here at Michigan. Means pit strategy, green flag runs. A lot of long green flag runs usually here at Michigan. Composure is going to be the key. So we're looking at probably about 32 to 35 laps is what we're estimating for green flag runs. I expect to see a lot of green flag runs here tonight. No stages in this race. I love that because I'm not a real stage guy. But we're going to roll it on the stage here for qualifying practice. It was TJ Elaine with fastest time in practice with a 38. I think it was a 3:55 if I looked up there. My information is gone now, but so we'll see who can roll out the top right now. It looks like we got a few cars out on the racetrack here. We have, looking at Toby Clifford, or Toby A.K. Clifford. I guess we're just going to go with Clifford. I'm not sure on that one.
We can go with Clifford on that one.
All right, so clip right now, and once like we said earlier, TJ Lane out on the racetrack right now. Best time right now at 38.765. And I'm having trouble getting my overlays to pop up here. You wouldn't happen to have control of it there, would you, Alan?
Nope.
There we go. And it's William George to the point with a 38.633, about a tenth, almost a tenth and a half second over TJ Lane. And see if we're pronouncing his name right there. That's your department, Ellen. Getting the names correct.
Yes, TJ Lane. And we do want to apologize if there is some names that we mispronounce. We're sorry.
All right, so actually TJ is owner operator here at Great Lakes Sim. He wanted to come in and have a word with us tonight. We're gonna see if it looks like he's might be done with his times here real shortly. We'll get him in the booth here with us. But William George out on early in qualifying here to the point. Jacob Manning's going to go to the top of the charts right now. The 38.614, about 2/100ths of a second over William George.
Well, I can tell you right now, Chris, one driver I am watching very closely here tonight. That's that 8 car of Braxton DeWeese. We normally see him on Saturday and Sunday nights with the Icon Cup Series. He's vying for a championship over there. And this is a track that really suits his driving style, as he's going to go about 7th quick on his first lap. A 38.38 is what you want to get to be on the pole here, as he's coming around to finish off his first lap and get lap number 2.
Yeah, and as we were looking at Braxton DeWeese, Thomas Reed now to the top of the charts with a 38.381. That is a blistering lap from Thomas Reed, over 2.5 tenths of a second faster than the rest of the field. Let's go ahead and get TJ in here with us, promoter and owner here at Great Lakes Sims, bringing us to tonight's action. So let's see here. TJ, hey, you got Chris and Alan here in the booth, buddy. How you doing?
Good, good, good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Looks like you got a good lap out there. You're sitting 6th on the charts right now.
Yeah, that's right. Reed's pretty quick. He threw down a blazer. Probably didn't lift at all, so that's what I expected out of him.
That's a great lap from Reed right there. Like over 2. I mean, everybody else are pretty close, but I see Stephen Ray going to come up to 2nd now, about 0.12 of a second off the pace there from Thomas Reed. But that is a blistering lap. That is the fastest lap we've seen in practice or qualifying from Reed. So, want to give you a thanks for having us here with you tonight. What are we looking forward to? Give us a little insight to this event. There's your inaugural event here for the Spookfest 100 or 150. Sorry.
Yep, we've got 150 laps here at our home track, Michigan International Speedway. We've been around for a couple of years now. We're creeping up on our 6th year, but this is our first big event that we've been able to host up. We've got a couple other events that are going to be coming on throughout the rest of the year, and then one big one in February. I'm sure everybody can kind of guess where February is going to end up being at, but tonight's all about showcasing the drivers. These guys have all been handpicked by me. I've raced with these guys over the course of the last couple of years. Some of these guys are new. A lot of these guys have got a lot of time under their belts. I've raced against them in officials and leagues. They're great. I've run side by side, door to door, lap after lap with a lot of these guys. So I'm expecting a lot of good racing going on. The cars are going to get loose on the long run. So it's going to be down to people who are able to save tires, manage that fuel. Looks like we're actually probably going to get about 35 to 40 laps on a tank of fuel. So it's looking like a 3-stop a race here. If it goes green, I do kind of expect a couple of little cautions here and there at the beginning of the race. But, with as many races as we have run this long, we tend to not have as many cautions. But, things could happen.
Yeah, Michigan traditionally you're going to see a lot of the green flag runs. Fuel mileage is always going to come into play at Michigan. You see that a lot in the real world. I expect to see it here again tonight with the ARCA cars. I jumped in a car a little bit earlier, and I know exactly what you're talking about with the cars losing a little bit of rear grip, especially off of turn 4. And we saw that in practice. We saw a few guys losing it off of 4, spinning down into the grass. So, yeah, that is going to be a challenge. We'll see who can save the tires and who's going to be the best on the long runs.
Yep, and this is traditional racing, so we don't have stages. The guys do have one quick repair. We do have a couple of rules in here. We got a 3 caution rule. If you bring out 3 cautions, you're parked for the night, and that's just kind of, we got to keep things kosher for all the other guys. These guys came here to race and not pace. So with all else fails, somebody's going to win the race at the end of the day. And in my book, we haven't even dropped the green flag. We still got 2.5 minutes left. This is already a win. Doesn't matter who wins the race. We got 10 guys in the field that are going to get a position to pay out, all the way down to 10th from cash to prizes. We got a pole winner. Reed's going to win $25 for pole. We've got a best appearing Halloween card that you guys will announce which one you feel is the best paint scheme, and you'll announce that with 25 to go. And if everything goes well, with these guys, you'll see them back in the next one.
Yeah, I kind of been watching the cars here in practice and qualifying. There's a lot of chrome out there. It's gonna be tough to pick the best looking car. Maybe we'll get some. I see some people. We got some people in the YouTube chat already on the channel. If somebody wants to throw in their votes on there for the best looking car, help me and Alan out later.
And it's got to be a Halloween car. It's definitely got to be a Halloween car. It can't just be any paint scheme, but it's definitely, because it's Halloween. You know what I'm saying? So we should be thrillering it up out here. But
you bet. Yeah, I didn't see anybody do that. We could have done a thriller car. That would have been, if I was in here, that's what I'd have put together. So we got 28 cars. 26 cars have taken a lap so far. We're still waiting for Michael Pratt and Cole Spalding to hit the racetrack.
They're going to elect to run at the end of the field.
All right, so we got 28 cars. We'll have two cars tag in the field. So we got about a minute left to go before we get to race. So TJ, hey, thanks for having us. Wish you all the luck out there. I know you want to win this race as bad as anybody. So good luck.
For sure.
Good luck. Looks like you're going to start about 9th. So
that's all right. We'll get it done. We'll catch you guys here maybe mid race or even at the end of this.
All right, sounds good.
Have a good one.
All right, Alan. It looks like qualifying's about wrapping up. Who's your eye on out there for tonight?
I'm gonna go with that. Starting 5th, Braxton Luis. We get to see him race on Sunday nights. He's got a special place in my heart right now. I hope he gets good. This is a track that I feel that he excels at. As far as dark horses, I'm gonna go the 19th starting spot there is Larry Eddy. I think he might be able to make some moves here at the end of the race. And 150 laps. This is pretty much patience. I mean, you want to spend the first 100 just learning the car, learning what the track's gonna do, managing those tires. Don't want to burn everything up in the first go around. Just be patient.
Yeah, there's a lot that can happen here. We're gonna go ahead and looks like we're gonna get gridded up here. So looks like get everybody on the racetrack, get our pace laps going here. We've got about a minute and a half left to get the drivers to their cars and get this 150 lap started tonight. I agree with you. I think Eddie's going to look pretty strong, but we've had a talk with TJ before the race, and he was pretty confident he was going to be up there before this is over with. But I'm looking at Thomas Reed. That was a heck of a lap he laid down. If he can keep up that pace, and I know qualifying, from my years of racing as well too, you see guys that can run one lap by themselves, but you put cars around them, it's a little bit different story. So we're going to see just what Thomas Reed can do after setting that blistering lap there in qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Thomas Reed, just because you're starting on the pole, don't exactly mean that's where you're going to finish. And, these cars will be searching for grip all over the place. So I'm excited. I'm ready to get this race going. 150 laps here at Michigan, and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
Yes, we are. So we got just about getting ready to roll off the grid. Looks like we got quite a few people there in the YouTube chat. Thanks for being here. We got we got the Trash Man looking for Stephen or West to win the race. Rusty Duck, money is on Tom. Which Tom is that? Let's see here. Who's he looking at? Oh, I guess it's Thomas Reed. That's the only Tom I see in the lineup. So thanks for being here with us tonight. My name's Chris Murphy with Alan Bergen here with Sim Racing Media. Guys are great. TJ and those guys are great. Like Sim's been really good to work with. We've been really looking forward to this race for a couple of weeks now. So really appreciate them letting us be here with them tonight. And we're gonna have an exciting night. And I almost forgot to mention, Alan, our good buddy and fellow broadcaster, producer, for Sim Racing Media. Shane Cochran is actually on race control tonight. And as we're going through the night, you're going to see some pretty fancy graphics and stuff we have on our overlays during the race. These are all put together by our friend Shane Cochran. So if you've got a league out there, you're looking for some stuff, you can reach out to Shane. He's actually been putting some of these out to the public, so you'll see some pretty cool stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get rolling off the grid here. And as we do that, we're going to go ahead and show you the starting lineup. On the pole is going to be Thomas Reed, Stephen Ray going to be outside, starting outside that front row. Jimmy Geikus in that Gravedigger starting inside of row number 2. Dale Rapp starting in the 4th position. And there's Braxton DeWeese for you, Alan, in the number 8, starting P5. Joshua Hillbach going to start at 6th spot. And back in 7th, Jacob Manning, William George going to start outside of the 4th row. And there's TJ Allen back in the 9th spot. And Robert Amaral going to start 10th.
Yeah, starting 11th is going to be Tim Reork with Dan Ellert in that 12th spot. 13th, rolling off 13th will be Jim Ott. Patrick Craven will start 14th. 15th will be Toby Clifford. Gary Steele going to roll off 16th. Rolling off 17th tonight will be Scott Milliken. Anthony Lane will start 18th. Wesley Riddle will start in that 19th position. Larry Eddy will start 20th, while Robert Shart will start 21st. 22nd go to Ron Hyde. James Williams will start 23rd. 24th will go to Pete Polini. James Burke Jr. will start 25th. 26th will go to Ryan Combs. Cole Spalding and Michael Pratt will round out your field.
All right, looks like we're going to go green here. That was a quick pace lap, and it's going to be Thomas Reed to the point early, coming across the line. Heading down there, turn 1, you can see Thomas Reed right there out in front. The field heads through 1 and 2 for the first time. Thomas Reed in that JBL number 23 lead, and we're already 3 wide there for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And Braxton DeWeese already moved up a spot up to 4th there, Alan.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, you got to be patient here, for sure, and you don't want to overdrive those race cars.
So right now up front is Thomas Reed, Jimmy Geikus, and Stephen Ray, your top 3. Lurking right there in that 4 spots, Dale Rapp, Jacob Manning in 5th, and Dick Rapp going to take a look. Dale Rapp going to take a look to the inside of Stephen Ray. Not able to pull back up there in line, doesn't have the pace, and you can see already multiple grooves. We're all over the racetrack here from top to bottom. Just so many different racing lines here at Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are high, low, in the middle. We're 2-3 wide. And almost, you know, getting that good arc off the corner is going to be key all night long.
If you can run that bottom line the shortest way around, it's going to be right on that yellow line. But as you see a lot of times here at Michigan, if you can keep that car wound up on the outside, get that momentum built up. Looks like I went to the digger cam a little early there. So still Thomas Reed out in front. He started on the pole. He's led the first couple of laps of this race. 148 laps left to go. 2 down right now. Thomas Reed, Jimmy Geikus, Dale Rapp.
Yeah, definitely they're 2-3 wide right now. And it looks like the 23 car has the upper hand. And he's looking to pull away from the rest of this field.
Yeah, I like this number 78 of Wesley Riddle back here right now in 17th. Started 20th, up 3 spots. He's got that. Is that Jason on the hood there? Good looking paint scheme right there. So we got to keep an eye on paint schemes as well as the race. We're supposed to vote on the best looking car. We've already got some people in the YouTube chat throwing out the Gravedigger. I agree with that. That's a pretty good looking car. Jimmy Geikus is Geikus now up into 2nd.
I could see the Gravedigger car being a fan favorite.
Look throughout the field. We're going to take a look back here at Patrick Craven. Back there in 11th, started in 14th, up 3 spots, moving his way through the field. And just a couple car leads in front of him right there is that 51 of TJ Lane. We spoke to him earlier. He's pretty confident about this race, but right now finds himself just inside the top 10 back in 9th.
Yeah, definitely. And Braxton DeWeese right there in 6th position, fell 1 spot in the wrong direction. Remember, we're on lap number 5, so we still got 146 laps left to go here. Stephen Ray started 2nd, currently 8th right now. and he's trying to make some hay happen there in that number 21 car.
Yeah, Steve Ray in that Arca Chevrolet. Sitting up there in... Where'd he go? Oh, he's in 4th right now. We'll go back up here to the front. It's still Thomas Reed leading this field. Also, but actually the best lap of the race so far is Scott Milliken with a 38.477 back there in that 14 spot, as we are 3 wide now down the back straightaway. Out the middle of the field, take a look here at TJ one more time. I like this number 20 car. It's I like the chrome on there. I got to give me one of those chrome painted Arca cars.
Hey, chrome wins races.
If it my philosophy always is, if it don't go, show it. So back up here to the front, Thomas Reed still leading this pack. Nobody's actually given him even a challenge yet. Geikus just about 4/10 there behind in the number 18, but just not able to close the gap.
Yeah, working laps, 6 laps in the history books right now. The lineup has not really, not really been jumbled a whole ton. Some drivers just, making small moves here and there. Tire management is the name of the game here. Oh,
take a look here at Jim Ott and Jacob Manning side by side, battling for that 4th and 5th spot. And Ott down to the bottom's got a run down not only on Manning, but he's taking a look, try to get by that third place car of Dale Rapp as well. So Ott had a good run down there on the bottom through 1 and 2, but here comes Manny back on the outside down the back straightaway.
and right now we got some cars that are Goodyear to Goodyear, General Tire to General Tire. As they're 2, 3 wide, we got 3 wide action forming up here in the back. As these guys are getting loose as a goose.
Yeah, Clifford Riders.
And that's that aero looseness.
Yeah, Clifford Riders down there on the bottom, trying to make up some ground. Had to check up a little bit, and you can just see that outside line. If you can get that car wound up or just got just a little bit more momentum, and you're able to pull ahead of that car down on their bottom, you can see here one more time, Clifford just not able to move up to the outside line, take that fastest where I think he really wants to be. Here one more time at Ott. He's making that bottom work. No, he's underneath Rapp for 3rd, but once again, you see that 50 car of Jacob Manning come back behind the outside, and there's your pick to win the race right there. Alan Braxton Deweese pulls up on the back bumper, gives them a little shove there. Let's say, hey, let's go. So Braxton Deweese trying to work with Ott, try to get them both closer to the front.
Well, I can tell you this right now, Chris. If Braxton Deweese pulls off this win, driver out of Miamisburg, Ohio, there's going to be a party at Jane's on Main, where that's where his Cup car is sponsored out of. But right now, he's not in the Cup car. He's not worried about Sunday. He's worried about right now here tonight, as he is running down Jim Ott in that J3 Motorsports car. And he's looking to the other side. He's looking to make some hay right here and get by this number 4 car.
Yeah, Deweese trying to make that bottom work.
Caution.
We got a caution out. It looks like it might be Jim Burke. James Burke Jr. So we'll take a look here and see if we can see what happened to Burke. Caution is out on the field. You can see Burke up down. Oh, down. Oh, this contact with a 7 and the 81, and unfortunately, that is going to wrap up a few cars there. Let's go back and take another look at that. Not quite sure what happened there, but it looks like. See if we can slow our speed down just a little bit, get a better look. You can see the 7 of Burke down here on the bottom. Oh, the 81 gets a little bit loose, comes down across the track, and Burke with just nowhere to go. So the 81 of Anthony Lane, and unfortunately, Lane's going to slide up the racetrack, collect the 99 of Ryan Combs as well. So, we talked about that before the show, Ellen, with TJ, and I mean, we're only 10 laps into this race, but you already saw driver losing a handle off the corner there, and unfortunately, Anthony Lane losing that is going to cost a few other drivers. And here comes some leaders down into pit road.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing to be mindful of, they have one trash repair in their pocket. Not 10 laps in is when you want to use it.
So Thomas Reed actually going to pit early here. That's going to give the lead over to Jimmy Geikus, Jacob Manning, Dale Rapp. Now your top 3. with Jim Ott, William George, TJ Allen, Stephen Ray, Patrick Craven, Toby Clifford riders, and Larry Eddy rounding out the top 10. Right, Larry Eddy rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, definitely. Scouring the YouTube.com live chat, want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. As Brad Dinkus is joining us all the way from Canada. Our neighbor from the north.
Hey.
Welcome.
Sorry, that was a little too easy. That's like a dad joke, isn't it? Quite a few drivers took advantage of that caution to come and take the pit, and actually the first driver out of the pits on looks like fresh tires is going to be Robert Charette, Thomas Reed, Braxton Deweese, all come into pit early here on lap number 10. Still 139 laps left to go. Long way to go in this race.
Yeah, definitely. As we got a whole host of tricks up our sleeves, as we're going to be able to show you how long these drivers are on pit road for. The wrench wranglers, the lucky dog winners, your fastest 5 for 5.
That's a really
the 5 lap.
That's a really polite way of reminding me of all the toys we have.
It's like our good buddy Shane just gave us the toy box. Said, "Here, have at it." I'm not sharing my crayons with you though.
No.
No.
All right, so we're going to come across one more time. It looks like caution. The lights are going to go out on the iRacing pace car. We're going to go around one more time, and it's going to be Jimmy Geikus in that Gravedigger. The early, I think right now Jimmy Geikus is the early leader for the best looking apparent car in that Gravedigger paint job. But right there on the outside of number 50 of Jacob Manning. And watch for Jim Ott. He was been running that bottom line quite a bit, but he finds himself on the outside in this restart. So we'll see how he handles that outside line.
Yes, we got one lap to go till we get to the green flag here. And it's going to be Jimmy Geikus and Jacob Manning on your front rows. We get ready to come to the green flag restart. They work their way down the back straightaway. And I got to tell you, Chris, this is some awesome camera work that you're doing here tonight.
Just clicking buttons over here, Alan. Just clicking buttons.
Hey, someone's got to do it. It's a hard job.
So Jimmy Geik is going to bring the field through 3 and 4 here. They're going to come off of 4. We're going to see the iRacing pace car pull down into the infield. Geikus and Manning going to bring us to the restart zone. So we head off of turn 4. It's the number 18 of Jimmy Geikus with the lead here in his Toyota Camry. Going to come to the restart zone. Going to pick up the throttle. Does a good job on that speed. See the number 4 there. Kind of spin the tires a little bit. Manny with not such a great start. That's going to let Geikus get about a 4 or 5 car length advantage as they head down into turn number 1.
Yeah, some of these guys are going to be entering the corner up high on the wall. And there's we are fanning out here coming through 1 and 2. And down the back straightaway. I mean, this is my favorite shot.
And actually, Manny with a good run there off of 2. He's going to take the lead away from Jimmy Geikus. But Manny now to the point, didn't have a great restart, but he got that car wound up through 1 and 2. Now out in front, our 3rd different leader of the race. And here comes Ott now back on the bottom where he's been most of this race, trying to find a way around Jimmy Geikus. And if you look back there behind him, there's that 51 of TJ Elaine trying to make his way up into the top 3, try to get on the podium.
Well, the 24 is right behind him, William George, out of the great GLS Motorsports there, right behind him. But one thing I want to point out, Jim Ott up 11 spots right now. But if you go back to 10th, that's Cole Spalding in that number 49 car. He is up a whopping 20 spots, the biggest mover of the race right now. As he is running 8th position right now. And we do want to remind all the people out there that October, this is the last day for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
I haven't got another caution.
Oh. Piccolini off the track there, it shows.
Looks like he's back on the racetrack. We'll see if we can figure out what happened. Manny to the point now. We got 15 laps into this race. Let's see if these drivers that did not pit on that first caution decide to come in this time. And we're going to go back and take a look and see if what happened here to Pete Polini. Little contact there with the 03. Only choice I have is to rewind here a little bit. Let's see if we can see what happens. I come off the corner. You can see Polini there on the outside of the 03 of, and I think maybe he thought I don't know. I got to look at that one more time there, Alan. What do you think?
I think it's just two drivers going for the same piece of real estate, and neither driver really knew that the other one was there.
Yeah, I think a racing incident there. I think maybe Polini's spotter said, "Hey, you're clear on the bottom." It didn't really look like the 03 moved up or down the racetrack. Unfortunately, a little contact there. You know, it always tends to happen. We get one caution and we get more. So let's see if any of these drivers up front decide to pit. Jacob Manning here out in front, and that number 50 Chevrolet. What is that? What are these cars? And is that a Camaro? You're the NASCAR expert.
Oh, that was definitely Arrow.
All right, so we're gonna take a look at Jim Ott here, Jackson, Michigan driver, moved up to second. So we saw Jim using that bottom line, and this got himself up 11 spots. Started back in 13th, now up to second. And it looks like we see TJ Lane. We see drivers ducking down to the pits. Oh, a little okey doke there from Ott.
You know, Chris, I always say that that's the equation, equal to a pump fake in football.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good analogy there. I like the okey doke. I don't know where I even came up with the term okey doke. I don't know.
That's a dirt track racing term.
So Manny now out in front, 18 laps down 17 laps down, 133 left to go. My name's Chris Murphy here with Alan Bergen, Sim Racing Media. We've got some other races coming up over the weekend. What's this race tomorrow you're part of, Alan? 150 laps for Hope at Bristol.
Yes, 150 laps. This thing came together last minute, but Three Wide Motorsports putting on the 150 laps at Bristol Race for Hope, and you can hear myself and the great Mike DeMoney on the call for that one. And then Sunday night with Icon Cup Series, where you'll see Braxton DeWeese and a whole host of other drivers battle it out as they go to Phoenix for 200 laps to finish out the season over there. Braxton DeWeese, no stranger to victory lane, especially at a track like this at Michigan, where right now he's vying for a championship as he is in the top 4. And I cannot wait to watch that. Chris, tune in. All the action kicks off at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, right here on Sim Racing Media.
Yeah, and also if you've got a league out there, you're looking for some coverage, reach out. We've got some opening slots here. We can get you in. So if you guys looking to get your race broadcast here on Sim Racing Media YouTube channel, send us a message, hit us up, and if it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button, give us a like. It looks like the lights are out on the pace track now. We're going to go around one more time, and it is still Jacob Manning, Jim Ott, Jimmy Geikus out in front.
Yeah, absolutely. Here is it's going to be Jacob Manning and Jimmy Ott on the front row when we come back to Green Flag Racing. Once again, Cole Spalding, 21 spots gained, as he is currently riding in that 7th position.
Our big movers of the race, Cole Spalding up 21, Michael Pratt up 18 spots now to 9th, Gary Smith 16 spots in 13th, started back in 29th. Actually, Gary didn't even put a lap in qualifying, so good run there from him. And there's Jim Ott that we talked about earlier, now in 2nd, and James Burke also up 11 spots. Take a look.
And watching some of these restarts, it looks like the inside line has the advantage.
Yeah, inside line looks good, but as we saw on that last restart, Geikus looked really good on the restart. But as they come off of turn number 2, Manny got that car wound up on the outside, drove past him down the back straightaway, took that lead away, and Ott was actually able to follow past. So Geikus, who started on the point of that last restart, now finds himself in 3rd. As we come off of turn number 4, we're going to come to the green one more time. our second caution of the race, our third restart here. It's going to be Jacob Manning. Let's see what he can do on the restart. Manny's going to get a good jump right here in the middle, but actually Ott right there with him. Manny not able to snooker anybody on this start, and it's actually Ott with a little nose out in front as they come to the stripe. And here comes Geikus back on the bottom. Watch Ott come off of turn number 2 on that outside line to see if he can find a way around Manning.
I mean, he's got TJ Lane right behind him on the outside row. But there goes Jacob Manning. He's going to bring Jimmy Gutkus with him down the back straightaway. He's thinking about making 3 wide here in the middle of the pack.
Manning's able to slide up in front of Ott as they head down to 3 and 4. Ott back down on the bottom where he has preferred to be all night long. And he's got to run on Manning. He's going to try to slide up the racetrack. Not quite able to clear him as they head through the tri-oval. As we complete lap number 20, 130 laps left to go here at Michigan.
And we already got TJ Lane looking to the inside. He's Goodyear to Goodyear with Jim Ott. He's trying to get a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah, you look at Elaine and look back here. Look back from Manning. You can see Ott right there tucked behind. Elaine was able to get a run up there, but Ott got behind Manning, gave him a little bit of a shove. Made that outside line just a little bit quicker.
TJ going high here, coming off of turn number 3 and 4. He doesn't have enough motor, but he's got Jimmy Gickus right behind him in that 4th position. William George with the GLS Motorsport contingent. He's riding in that 5th position. TJ giving a shot to the shorts to the 4 car, letting him know he's there. They're thinking about making a 3 wide.
Yeah, we look back here. It's 3 wide right here with Rapp, George, and Craven for that about 7th, 8th, and 9th spots. And I was just kind of looking back here at Thomas Reed back here, found himself, he pitted earlier, our pole sitter and early leader, back here now in 16th after pitting. Looks like he pitted a second time. He's pitted on both caution flags now, pitted on lap 11 and 17. But we're back to the front. Just some slicing and dicing, manning down to the bottom. Ott and TJ Lane, they're on the outside, and they've also got the help from Michael Pratt.
Right now, this front 4 is showing why there's more action than a Waffle House at 3 a.m.
Look at that move from Pratt.
Three wide.
Pratt dove down to the bottom. He was behind Elaine there in 4th. He just about got to the point. 3 wide there off of turn number 2. And we're still 3 wide here for a little contact there with Ott. And fortunately, there goes Ott down to the bottom.
Ott going around these collect cards. Oh, no.
It looked like Ott and Geikus might have gotten together there. And Ott still sliding down the racetrack on his side. Fortunately, nobody's hit him in the roof. We'll see if we can jump. Did I say junk? I meant jump back over and see what happened there. We'll take a look at this with Jim Ott. I got to rewind a little bit there, don't I? I hate having to rewind.
Zeros involved. There's 20 cars involved. There's 7 cars involved.
All right, so let's see if we can see what happened here. So you can see the 77 down there on the bottom. 77 of Michael Pratt and Ott right there in the middle. It looks like maybe Ott might have moved down the racetrack a little bit. It's really hard to tell from that view. We'll rewind here one more time, see if we can get a better view of this. We got a chase cam here, don't we? There we go. How about that? All right, so you can see Ott right here in the middle. He's got Geikus there on the outside and Pratt down on the bottom. And just moves down a little bit. They make a little contact. I really couldn't tell who was at fault there, but unfortunately, look at all these cars wrapped up in this. You see the 44 Tim Ruick. How do we decide that was Ruick getting involved in it as well? We'll see if we can take a look one more time here. And I missed it. There we go. Yeah, it's already over with at this point. So we'll jump back to live time. Unfortunately, though, Ott had made a good run up to the front, but now finds himself on pit road trying to get that car repaired.
Yeah, we got wholesale pit stops going on right now, and a lot of meatball flags. Also, a lot of fetch repairs being used.
Yeah, Gary Smith pitted back on lap 11 here in the 97 Nilo tread. arc of forward, and he's out in front right now. But everybody else, it looks like just about everybody else is pitted by. Actually, James Williams there finds himself in second, and is yet to pit in this race. 24 laps in, so, but he started way back in 22nd. But Gary Smith chose to not even take a qualifying lap. Started tail of the field in 29th, and just from the fortune of some pit stops and stuff, he finds himself out in the lead. But look who's lurking back there in that third spot. It's our pole sitter, Thomas Reed. I'm pretty sure Gary Smith's just going to be a sitting duck when we go back to green.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct there. We're working lap number 25, 24 laps in the history books.
Take a look at that number 23 JBL sponsored, sitting there in third right now behind Gary Smith and James Williams. I'm going to predict before we even come off of turn number 2, we're going to see Reed out in front. But he also has Manning right there in the 50 car. Manning was leading just a few laps ago. Now finds himself in fourth. And actually Williams is going to come into the pit, so that is going to move Reed and Manning both up a spot.
Well, I tell you what, TJ Lane has made it his mission to win this thing, to park it in victory lane. He guaranteed us a win here tonight, and right now he rides in that fourth position on the outside of run number 2.
So we're going to take a look at our lap leaders here. Through lap 25, Thomas Reed led the most laps at 11. Jacob Manning, Jimmy Geikus, Gary Smith, your 4. And we've had more lead changes than that, but that's the official leaders as they cross the stripe. So 4 different leaders here so far in this event. And we've got a long, long way to go. Only 25 laps in, 25 more to go.
We had 125 left to go.
What did I say?
You said 25.
Oh.
You're doing St. Louis math. Congratulations.
I just missed 100. All right, we got Rapid Bunny there in the chat rooting for the GLS team.
My broadcast partners had way too much apples.
So we got Gary Smith out in front right now. Thomas Reed. So Gary Smith's going to bring us to the stripe. We're going to come off of turn number 4. Pace car going to pull down one more time. Going to bring us to the restart zone. Gary Smith, Thomas Reed, Jacob Manning, TJ Elaine. They're your top 4. And they're going to pick up the throttle. Smith with a good start on those old tires. He's going to get a couple car lengths on the field here with Jacob Manning going to be close behind him there in that second spot.
And here they are coming into turn number 1. Jacob Manning on the inside. Here comes your pulser. He's looking to make it 3 wide, rolling a lap. We haven't even ran 30 laps yet, and they're racing like it's the last lap. There's a slide job on Gary Smith from the pole sitter of Thomas Reed, and he's looking for more.
Yeah, Reed taking a look to the inside of Manning, coming through 3 and 4. As we come back from this restart here, 26 laps in, 124. Here comes Gary Smith. Gary Smith is not done yet. He's going to come back down. He picks up a little bit of draft there from the back from Reed's car, and actually going to move himself back up into second.
Gary Smith finds himself in that second position. That double natural, Michael Pratt there up 23 spots and in the 4th position as they come thundering into your computer screens, all your phone screens from turns number 1 and 2 and on the back straightaway.
And it's Manning Reed down back on the bottom. And here's Michael Pratt. Pratt involved in that last caution flag, but he's still running strong there in 3rd. Didn't take any damage. And we're about 6 cars deep here right now. We look up here, take back a look up at a lane, back up in the 5th spot. So we got Pratt and Smith both up about 25 spots here, and here goes Pratt to the lead.
Yeah, the double natural, Michael Pratt up to the lead, 26 positions gained. TJ Lane back there in that 4th spot in the number 51 car. Looking a little bit deeper into the field here in, up 19 spots is Cole Spalding in that number 49 car. We're looking off from Michael Pratt's car. There he is. As you see some drivers hitting the apron.
Get down through 1 and 2 one more time. Taking a look here at the 49 of Cole Spalding, up 19 spots. He is underneath a Geikus right now. Geikus led a few laps earlier. but now falling back one more spot back to 9th. But you can see that outside line's just a little stronger down the back straightaway. Take back up, jump back up here to the point with Michael Pratt out in front.
And here comes your pull to the right on the inside of the racetrack. You know, and here's the thing, Chris. This place drives a lot like Fontana does, or Auto Club, in my opinion. I mean, both tracks got that swooping corner as you come through the tri-oval. But Michael Pratt doing what Michael Pratt does, and that's leading this race. As he's got Jacob Manning. Jacob Manning trying to close in a little bit of time there, as their top 10 are all single filed out.
Yeah, Manning's going to try to close in. Reed's still sitting back there in third, just lurking. Pratt's looking really strong, right? You know, the thing here at Michigan, you get the car on fresh tires, you got a good setup and everything. You can pretty much run flat out until those tires start to wear out on you. But if you make a little mistake, especially off of turn number 4, that car is going to turn around on you down into the grass. So right now, everybody doing a really good job. We've had a couple of cautions, but it looks like everybody's kind of getting this thing squared away here. As we're side by side now with TJ Lane and Gary Smith for 4th and 5th right now. Little wiggle back there from the 8. Actually, that's the 52 of Dale Rapp, but he gets the car straightened out. Who's that I saw way down on the bottom of the racetrack there? I think that was the 04 of Larry Eddy trying to find a new line. Only one down that far through 3 and 4, but jump back up here to the front one more time.
And here comes Jacob Manning making a move on the double natural of Michael Pratt in that number 77 car. As they are side by side, Goodyear to Goodyear, doing it Noah's Ark style, coming down the back straightaway.
Is Noah's Ark 2x2? Is that what?
I mean, yeah, you let every animal 2x2 to the boat.
I like that. Manning, Pratt, Reed, your top 3. We see the 51 of TJ Lane lurking back there in 4th one more time. That's William George. Now, we haven't really talked much about William George. Finds himself up into 5th, and that number 24, our Bossier City, Louisiana driver. I've been to Bossier City. That is a nice place down there.
I've never been.
Well, if you like if you like your gator, make yourself the way down to Bossier City, Louisiana. And here comes Manning back down on the bottom. He's going to try to take that lead away from Michael Pratt. They hit through 3 and 4 off of 4. Manning back to the point. And, oh, a little loose there for Pratt. Nice save. Boy, he got loose there off of 4. Nice save there from Michael Pratt. Lane now to the outside. He's got Reed back there still in 4th. Reed has not shown near as good a pace here in this stint as he did earlier on. Once he started pitting, he was setting a blistering pace on that first start of the race, but is now kind of falling back here in the clutches.
It definitely under fire is Reed or is Elaine. Wesley Riddle, though, he's up 6 spots in that 14th position. Currently running 14th. That's about where he started at.
Yeah, he's right there behind him is Jim Ott, and that number 4 was involved in the last caution. Ott finds himself a lap down right now at this point, trying to get his way back through the field. He's hoping for another caution right now. He would be the lucky dog right now.
Yeah, most definitely they are 2x2 coming down the back straightaway. Also, these guys are going to go through a lull here and get single filed out pretty shortly. As right now, your top 4 keeping it pretty racy up here.
I don't know what single file you're talking about. Look at Reed. He says, heck with that. I'm going to the front.
Look, I corrected myself.
Pratt back to the lead. Manning tucked up right behind him. You can see just the different lines. I mean, look at Pratt way up on the top of the racetrack. Manning down on the bottom. We got 3 groups here at Michigan. This is just going to be a fun race throughout. If we can just get some long green. We really expected some long green flag runs. We've had 3 cautions here early. But I think we're going to settle out right now. I would not be surprised to see us go for a good 50 or 60 laps under green. Kind of second pack of cars here led by Dale Rapp and Cole Spalding. Spalding's going to come across the outside, going to move up into that 8 spot around wrap, see if he can lead this second group, see if he can get him back to the catch that lead pack.
You know, 38 laps in.
A little contact on the fence right there. I don't know who that was.
It wasn't me. It definitely wasn't me. But nonetheless, here we are. 38 laps in, the double natural of Michael Pratt leading this thing. Here comes TJ Lane. He's running 30. He guaranteed us a win tonight, so we're going to hold him to it.
I mean, Digger came out just a little bit farther, I think. But, yeah, Lane felt pretty confident about this. He is up here in the top 3 or 4 for the last part of about the last 20 or 25 laps of this race. But he's got his hands full with Thomas Reed right down on the bottom. And here comes Gary Smith. You know, Gary Smith is on about 13 lap older tires than the rest of these guys right here with him. But he didn't qualify starting in the back of this pack. And he is really showing some strength up here running in the top 6 right now.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're working lap number 41 of 150, we're almost to the 100 mark. So out of the driver out of Buchanan, Virginia, in that number 97 car, he's having a time up here as he has picked up 23 positions along with Cole Spalding. These guys are battling out for the most positions gained right now.
And you can see running up in that top line, as these tires start to wear out, you'll chase that car up the racetrack. And you can see, I kind of switched off the camera there too soon, but Gary Smith was actually wiggling that car pretty good off of 4. As we look at Thomas Reed now, Thomas is falling back to 6th. And here comes that 51 of Elaine up there in 3rd. He has not lit a lap yet, but he has been poking his nose around there for quite a while. I expect Lane to get to TJ to get to the front here before it's over with.
He's looking to lead the most important lap, and that's the final lap. As he is looking around that double natural, trying to figure out what he needs to do to either one get by the 50 car or the 77 car or both. Looking for that 2-for-1 special. Here comes the Pulsar though. Thomas Reed just lurking back there, buying his time. And being smart, you got to run a smart race here. I mean, it's not just about being flat out at this racetrack. Because once again, like we mentioned numerous times throughout the show, is these tires are going to wear out, and they're going to wear out in a hurry.
Yeah, Reed way down to the bottom of the racetrack. He's trying to get around that 97 of Gary Smith. So our top 6 kind of broken away here a little bit. It's almost 2 seconds back to the second pack there in 7th of Toby Clifford, right? Toby Ryder's AK Clifford. I guess we'll just call him Clifford.
We'll call him Clifford.
Wiggle there from Gary Smith. You can see those older tires starting to show. Big wiggle right there in front of Thomas Reed, our posted, and we're just about 3 wide for the lead. Manny's still out in front. Pratt, Elaine, our top 5 or 6 right here, all together, just putting on a show for us.
And, that's what they said they would do. They said they're going to put on a show. These guys are racing hard. They're racing furious. As you can see, we got 2 distinctive gaps starting to form. One being led by the double natural of Michael Pratt and the number 50 car of Jacob Manning. TJ Lane running 3rd right now. If the race were to end, that would be your podium.
One more time, here comes Manning up on the outside. He's got some help from TJ Lane. A big push from the 77. That is going to push the 50 back to the front. They head down into 1 and 2.
Thought about making a 3 wide with that number 97 car. As we got a caution out once again.
See if we can see what that was. It looks like it might have been. I see Scott Milliken involved. We'll see if we can figure out what happened here. Our 4th caution of the race on lap 44. We surely did not expect this many cautions this early on in this event.
That's all right. That's all right.
And you can see Milliken down here, pretty tore up down in the pits. We'll see if we can see what happened here.
Got Milliken out of St. Louis, Missouri.
May have went back a little far here.
Fellow St. Louisan.
Let's see if we can figure out what happened. Just looks like he gets loose in a corner, just loses it all by himself. Heading into turn 3, that's 1 or 3, I'm not sure. Oh, he's gonna hit that wall hard. That's gonna hurt. Yeah, just kind of lost it all on his own. And takes that 33 car up into the wall. You can see all that damage on the right side of the car. Hopefully he's got one fast repair left, but so Scott Milligan, heavy damage. All right, let's see who takes advantage of coming to the pits right now. We're on lap 44. We really expected some long green flag runs, about 30 to 35 laps before green flag stops. We've already had a few drivers come in to take 2 stops, and we're not even lap 40 yet, Alan.
Yeah, exactly. We're only working lap number 45 of 150 to be scheduled here. As we had a number of drivers take that all-important fast repair. They only get 1, unfortunately. So.
And we see cars heading down pit road here. We see Smith. Let's see who else coming out here. Pratt's going to come down to pit road as well. There's Braxton DeWeese in the number 8. So a lot of cars coming down here. Going to take advantage of the pit stop. That's going to leave Manning out in front. So top 9 are going to stay out on the racetrack. Manning, Elaine, George, Thomas Reed, Ron Hyde. I don't think I've said that name all day. And that double 0. That's a lot of. Is that all chrome? That's a lot of chrome.
That's a lot of chrome.
Corey Spalding also going to stay on the racetrack. Patrick Craven, Pete Pellini. And looks like the first car that has pitted is going to make his way out is going to be the 77 of Michael Pratt. He's going to come out in the 10th position.
Oh, by the way, for everybody in YouTube.com live chat, we are needing help determining the winner of the Best Looking Car Award. It must be a Halloween themed paint. So let us know who your pick is. We had a person like the Gravedigger, the Trash Man 72, likes the Gravedigger skin. You know, I personally am a Braxton DeWeese fan.
I understand. I understand you're a Braxton DeWeese fan, but that Happy Hippie Karaoke number 8, it's a pretty sharp looking car, but I don't think it holds a candle here to the number 18 Gravedigger Jimmy Geikus.
I mean, look, we're going to go behind the scenes and sort of deliberate.
What's that say on the hood? Slightly dangerous. Ron Hyde. Now, there's no Halloween theme on that car, so unfortunately, Ron Hyde not in competition here for the best looking the Great Lakes Sim Holiday Scheme Contest. What was the winner got $25? Is that what I saw?
Yep. Winner gets $25. So.
Heck, I should have painted a car. I could have used $25. Let's see. We'll scroll through the fields. Let's see. A lot of the Great Lakes cars. Ron Hyde there in the slightly dangerous we just looked at. Clifford here in the Aces High Racing number 3. That's a sharp looking car. We got the cancer car next to the autism awareness car. Here was Spalding and Craven. Let's see. I think we're going to be going green here in just a second. Looks like the lights are out on the pace car. Heading down the back straightaway. So help us pick out the best looking car there, everybody. Chime into the chat. My name's Chris Murphy with Alan Bergen here with Sim Racing Media, bringing you the what are we bringing you again? The Spookfest 150 from Great Lakes Sim. That's what it is.
We're getting ready to go back to good play. It's going to be TJ Lane and Jacob Manning. TJ is going to be on the button. He's going to choose that outside line as we come out of turns number 3 and 4 on lap number 47. Jacob Manning on the button this time to the Geico Restart Zone, and we are back to Great Flag Racing here in Michigan.
That flagman's really waving it hard there for it's supposed to be Manning to the front. Lane kind of got left behind there, Manning and George, but here comes Lane up on the outside. He's got help from the 23 of Thomas Reed with a big push, but let's see if Manning can get down to that bottom and slide up in front. I think he's going to be able to do as we come off of turn number 2.
William George Well, now it's Jacob Manning as he made a liar out of me, the GLS Motorsports car. As they come thundering down the back straightaway, Jacob Manning on the point. Here comes TJ Lane. Looking to the inside. He's going to bring the Polster right along with him.
Yeah, we took 3 wide right now for that second position. And it's a lane down to the bottom. Regan is tucked back there behind him, and it's Williams George up to second. Here comes that number 3 of Clifford we were talking about earlier, and he's got Gary Smith right behind him. So Gary Smith has played the pit stop strategy really well. Started way back in there, up 24 spots now, up to 6, but it's still Jacob Manning out in front. This is looking kind of sketchy, Alan. Let's see. Hopefully we don't have another big one here, but it looks like everybody getting sorted out. I see a lot of cars jumping around. You see that air moving, really pushing the cars around. Allen really chased that car up the racetrack. Had to lift out of the throttle to keep it from running into Manning. That's going to cost him a couple of spots. And here comes Reed down at the bottom.
As I said, 3 wide. TJ Lane is stuck in the sucker hole. Here comes your pole sitter, Thomas B. Reed. He's going to go back to the point, and he's going to try not to look back.
So Reed led the early laps of this race. He led the first 11 laps of the race, kind of fell back about 5th or so. He's been running in the top 5 most of the day since then, but this is the first time he's back out in front since about lap 11.
Most definitely, we are well on our way to halfway. Bossier City, Louisiana native, and that number 24 car, William George, trying to make a move on that number 50 car, Jacob Manning. Nothing to do with there. And here comes the 97 car.
It's 3 wide. Here comes
Clifford.
Clifford down there on the bottom. He's actually going to lose some pace, going to fall back. You see Elaine there now trying to regain some pace after having to back out of the throttle a little bit ago. He made his way back up to 5th, but right now it is Thomas Reed out in front. Jacob Manning, Gary Smith, your top 3. Then we got another caution.
No.
Looks like it might have been something with Anthony Lane. This is our 5th caution, only 52 laps into this event. I hate to sound like a broken record down, but we sure did not expect this many cautions.
Well, I can tell you right now, Barney is getting his workout in.
Let's see if we can see what happened here to Anthony Lane. He's already down on the bottom of the racetrack at this point. Heavy damage to the front of that car. Let's see if we can see what happened here. I hate having to rewind, but it's
okay.
Let's see. It's about the only tool I have in my arsenal at the moment to try to figure out what happened. So you see him down, the whole front of that car is tore up. How far do I have to go back? Oh, okay. So it looks like he's coming off a turn 4 here and just loses it down into the grass, and he's going to hit that hard. Oh, that is a hard hit. Is there any safety barrier down there?
No, there's not.
So that is going to put Anthony Lane out of this race. Started in 18th. Well, he's not going to put him out, but he's going to have to definitely come in. Hopefully he's got a faster pair left. So we'll get back to live time. And Reed's going to pit one more time. So this is, if I'm counting correctly, this is Reed's 3rd pit stop already in 50 laps. It might at least a 2nd for sure. All right, so we got Dallas. I'm gonna have to get down and look at my other screen. So Dallas there in the chat saying, "Come on, Pops," in the number 95. He's rooting for. There's number 95. That's Dean Ellert in the Monster Energy number 95. Back up to the front now with Reed pitting. That gives the lead back to Jacob Manning. So, one name we haven't talked about for a long time, Alan, is your boy Braxton DeWeese. He's back there in 13th right now in that number 8.
He's just buying his time. Look, Braxton plays the long game almost all the time. So just because he's out of turn out, don't mean he won't be up there at the end. So this race tonight, they're racing around people they don't normally race with here on the league session. This is created by a hosted person.
So we got right here on the front right now, we got, or actually what on our screen is Reed, Pratt, and DeWeese. They've all just recently pitted here on lap 52. Our leader right now, Jacob Manning, has not pitted since lap 24. It looks like we're going to go around one more time. So let's just take a look here at some of our bigger movers of the race. Gary Smith, as we talked so many times tonight, up 27 spots all the way up to second. Robert Charette up 15. Pete Polini 14. Michael Pratt up 13 spots. In the 14th spot, it started back in 27th, and it's going to be Cole Spalding's been up 11 spots. We've also got some other little things here. So let's see our lap leaders once again. Manning's led the most laps now with 27. Thomas Reed 13. Michael Pratt, Gary Smith, Jimmy Geico. So that's our 5 different leaders so far in this event. And let's look at our wrench wranglers here.
That's the one I've been waiting on.
So it's Tim Rourke, a little over 2.5 minutes on pit road. Jim Ott, who we saw earlier, up towards the front, and actually Ott got himself the lucky dog here on one of these last cautions, back on the lead lap. So multiple drivers here have spent quite a bit of time there on pit road for at least a minute or two. Just gonna play with all the toys here. Okay, we'll come down the back straightaway here. We're going green. One more time for the what did we decide this was? Our 5th caution?
This would be caution number 5.
So we're gonna come to the green for the 6th time here tonight. Gary Manning's gonna choose Jacob Manning, sorry, gonna choose the bottom. Gary Smith on the outside, TJ Lane and William George right there behind him. We're gonna come off of turn number 4. And here's Barney with the yellow flag in his hand. Oh, you can see if he's going to switch to the green. Pace car's going to pull down in the infield. And we are going to be green one more time here at Michigan. It's Jacob Manning bringing us to the restart zone. And it's Gary Smith doing a great job staying there side by side. Manning down on the bottom. Let's see if he tries to move up to the outside in front of Smith there through 1 and 2. He is going to have to stay down tight because here comes Gary Smith on the outside with a good run.
2 by 2 down the back straightaway. And Manning's going to slide up in front of Gary Smith.
Here comes Smith back down on the bottom, heading into turn number 3. Elaine way up on the outside at 24. William George down on the bottom there, but here comes Smith. He is going to take that top spot away as we come across the line to complete lap number 55. 95 laps left to go here at Michigan for the Great Lakes Sim Spookfest 150. Not quite sure why I said Spookfest like that, but I get the idea. Elaine and George here side by side.
Dallas checking in, says he would have been in the race, but he had to trick or treat. But at least he gets to watch it. Watch it with us. So
well, you guys,
thanks for the commentary.
Hope you wore a nice costume there, Dallas.
I went as myself this year.
I didn't get any candy today. I don't know about you. But
mine is pretty much outgrown the whole trick or treating and Halloween.
Oh, look at that 20 gonna get. Oh, Craven slips up the racetrack a little bit of contact there with the 18 of Geikus. Unfortunately, Geikus going to pay for it and go back. So it looked like Craven just kind of had to chase the car up the racetrack, made some contact here with Geikus. Geikus going to lose a few spots.
Definitely, here comes that number 4 car.
Oh yeah, look at Ott making his way back through after that crash earlier. He was up on the top. He was up on his lid. Coming, got his fast repaired, lost a lap. He's back, got that lap back here a few cautions ago. Now finds his way lurking, get back into that top 5. So let's see if Ott can keep it together here and get back to the front. He looked really strong early on in this event.
Yeah, most definitely. William George up 4 spots. But the driver right now that I've got my eye on is looking up and down the order right here. And that's that double natural, Michael Pratt. We've been saying his name a whole lot here. But there he is inside the top 5, just hanging on. But he's about to come under fire from the number 4 car of Jim Ott in the J3 Motorsports contingent.
Yeah, right there behind him, trying to move up, and we're side by side up there for third and fourth right now. One more time with Elaine and George. Gary Smith, your leader right now, started back in 29th. He says, I don't even need to qualify for this race. I'll just start dead last, and I'm going to come out here to lead this race as we're about getting close to the halfway mark. We're 58 laps into 150, and it's Smith, Manning, George, and Pratt. Actually, that's a Pratt change of lane, so they're 3 wide now. They're contact there. Elaine comes up the racetrack. Pratt comes down the racetrack. They meet in the middle. But we're gonna stay clean and green right now. That 51 down around the bottom, and here, oh, little contact there again.
And a little bit of a caution flag coming out too. The double natural Michael Pratt involved.
It looked like Pratt and Elaine may have come together there. We'll go back and take a look.
Not TJ.
So we'll take a look here. Let's pause this. Let's see if I can get on the right camera angle here. There we go. This is a good one. All right, so we can see right there, as you can see Pratt down off the wall, but laying down on the bottom, and it looks like Elaine kind of slipped up a little bit. From our point of view right there, it looks like he might have just slipped up the racetrack just a little and got into the left rear quarter. We'll take a look here one more time. What do you see there, Alan?
I see a whole lot of real estate being lost. There he goes, right across the nose. Right across the nose does.
Yeah, it looks like
the double natural.
Yeah, it looks like Pratt might have thought he had himself clear. Just unfortunate racing incident again right there. But I think Pratt may have come down a little bit. So it's so hard to tell a lot of times when you're looking at these different angles and different views.
Yeah.
And and the one thing we don't talk about enough sometimes, we are racing through the internet, and a lot of times what you see, everybody sees things a little bit different. If we were actually sitting looking at Elaine's TV and looking at Pratt's TV and looking at our TV, you'd be surprised just how much different sometimes those views can look. So unfortunate incident there for Pratt. He's been running up towards the front most of this race. Now finds himself back in about 17th.
Yeah, I mean, here we are under 6th caution. We're just shy of the halfway mark.
Looks like we got wholesale pit stops coming. Oh, Smith.
The old okey doke.
The old okey doke from Gary Smith and Jim Ott. Both of them going to stay out on the racetrack along with Patrick Craven. That's going to be our 3 cars left on the track. Just about everybody else coming down into the pits. Michael Pratt's going to stay on the racetrack though, as he pitted just about 9 laps ago.
Hey guys, this is Shane with Race Control. Just wanted to share the 51 actually took responsibility for that one, and I was going to put it on him anyway, so 51 will be getting an EOL for that wreck.
All right, appreciate that, Shane. Race Control coming in here, giving us some information. Looks like TJ is going to own that. Going to go to the back there. That's going to put Pratt not pitting here, so he's going to move back up to the front. So thanks for Shane jumping in and clarifying that for us. So we're going to see TJ Elaine in that 51. So it looks like neither one of them took any damage. But unfortunately for Elaine, he's going to take a penalty and go EOL here, which is the end of the line. So he's going to find himself back at the end of the longest line before this restart.
I tell you what, I'm ready to get this race back underway here. Once again, we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing here in a moment's time. They're going to start getting themselves all lined up. And remember, we are looking for that one car that stands out for the both of us here up in the booth here, and they get an extra $25 here if they win the prettiest car contests.
Did anybody offer to split the money with you?
Man, you know what?
I mean, $12 is $12, my friend.
Yeah, that's true. Man.
All right, Gary. Go ahead.
That Gravedigger car really is getting me. It's
I
growing
agree.
on me.
I agree.
It's growing on me.
All right, so we're also going to, a couple more shows that, a couple more events that the Great Lakes Sims guys have coming up. So they actually have an off-road, Great Lakes Sim Off-Road is going to come up November 28th and was that 26th, 28th and 29th. Don't know the details on it, but if you want to reach out to TJ. He'll give you all the information on that off-road race. And we also have another race coming up. It's going to be the Great Lakes Sim Snowball ARCA race. Again, I don't have all the details on what track that's going to be, but that's going to be December 26th and 27th, so just after Christmas. So if anybody's watching this and they're hoping to get iRacing in a rig for Christmas, you can come back here on the 26th and 27th and run with the Great Lakes Sim in their Snowball ARCA fixed race.
Yeah, most definitely here as we are 2x2. Noah Lurk style behind that iRacing.com pace car as we get ready to come back to Green Flag Racing as he's gonna Barney just waits their arrival, I should say. Wow. I need to go back and learn grammar.
You're doing good.
Hey, look. I'm doing real good. It's Friday night. I'm wide awake.
All right, coming off of turn number 4 here, going to come green one more time for the 7th time here tonight. And as Alan likes to say, it's Barney with the green flag in hand. Gary Smith bringing us to the line. Jim Ott. Great recovery here from Jim in that number 4. Now up to 2nd. Now up to 1st as they head down into turn number 1. It's Ott to the lead. Let's see what kind of momentum he can carry through the corner.
Well, just as you say that, here comes the number 97, Gary Smith, leading the field down into turn number 1 as we are 2x2, 3 wide. Play nice, fellas.
Ott now down on the bottom. Here comes Pratt sticking his nose there in the middle. Ott, Smith, and Pratt now out in front. We are about 4 wide back there in the middle of the pack. And here comes your boy in the number 8, Braxton DeWeese, now showing his strength. He's up to 6th. He is down underneath the 23, actually the 20 of Patrick Craven. He's got the 00 right there behind him and Ron Hyde as well.
The only time a 00 didn't wreck because I wasn't driving it. Jim Ott out of Jackson, Michigan, currently leading this piece. And here comes Braxton DeWeese making a charge on the inside. Here he comes, taking it to the 50, the 40, the 20, and not so close to the end zone.
And that happy hippie karaoke, I'm not sure I can say that too many more times in a row, but it's Braxton DeWeese now up to 7th. Ott still with the lead, and we are 3 wide there for 2nd. Smith, Pratt, Manning. And it's Smith with the pacer on the outside. He's going to move up into 2nd. He's got help from Jacob Manning right there pushing him behind. But here comes Pratt down on the bottom in the 77s. We head off of turn number 2 one more time.
66 laps. We're working lap 66 right now. 65 laps into the history books we go. Down the back straight away. Jim Ott continuing to lead this piece here. But here's Gary Smith and Michael Pratt in the double natural right behind him as we are 3 wide there for about 5th position on back.
Yeah, I guess, if you'd have asked Jim Ott about 25 laps ago if he thought he'd be leading this race, I guarantee you he'd have said no. He was a lap down on his roof at one point. A lap down. Now he's up here fighting for the lead with Gary Smith.
Definitely these guys are driving a little bit harder right now. Gary Smith looking to the inside. Here comes Michael Pratt though. In the double natural, he's looking to get by both these drivers and make it a 2-for-1 special.
You can see Smith down on the bottom of Ott as they went into turn number 3, and you could just see how the air just pushed that car backwards. Ott had a good momentum on the bottom, but Smith had a good run on the bottom, but here comes Ott back on the outside through the trial down the start finish line into turn number 1. Ott out in front with help of the 77 of Michael Pratt. And we are 2 wide, 3 wide all throughout the field. And you can just see these cars dancing around in the air. Dancing around in the air. And here's our Gravedigger car of Jimmy Geikus now up to 11th. Trying to recover from getting involved in that incident here. I don't know, about 20 or 30 laps ago now at this point. Manning has got his face full of that rear JBL sponsored car of Thomas Reed. Manning trying to get back to the lead. He's led quite a few laps in this race. He wants to get back out in front.
Yeah, riding on board with that number 50 car, Jacob Manning. and he's almost getting sucked up there to the double natural. Michael Pratt just can't quite get there. As we are 3 wide, it's going to be Smith, Pratt, and Thomas.
Pratt going to take look at Pratt going to dive all the way to the bottom from the outside down to the bottom, trying to get underneath Thomas Reed. Smith saw him come, is going to go down, try to block off that inside line, but he's got his buddy in the 50 car on the outside. Pratt with a heck of a run up underneath. Oh, almost caught that left rear of Ott. I thought he was going to slide up into the left rear quarter of that number 4, but able to back off the throttle a little bit. But unfortunately, that's going to cost him a spot. As here comes Gary. Oh, big. Oh, and we're going around. Oh, they saved it. I thought they crashed and didn't even know it right there. Holy mackerel. Manny got in the back of Pratt right there. Or excuse me, the back of Gary Smith. How did they not crash right there, Alan?
I have no idea, but they have been killing it all night long here.
Let's see if we can go back and see that real quick here. I'm sure I'll miss something else, but looks like it's already recovered at this point.
Maybe.
Was that the 77 of Pratt? It was. So Pratt up into the wall. We didn't even see that. That didn't bring out a caution either. Now we get back to live time here, see what's going on in front. It's Ott and Smith. Manning now sticking his nose into the second spot as Manning and Smith now fighting it for second, but Ott showing some good pace up there out in front. Yeah, unfortunately for Michael Pratt, Pratt finds himself in the pits for some repair. He's going to find himself down a lap or two. So that 77 of Michael Pratt had been fighting up front for a lot of laps here in this race. Now it's going to find himself out of contention.
Yeah, definitely not the way you want to end your night. We're working lap number 73 of 150.
Side by side, Manny Smith. Ott still out still leading this field here, but he has got a hornet's nest right there behind him with Manny Smith and Reed. And look who's sitting back there in fifth right now. It's that number 3 of Clifford.
Yeah, absolutely.
You think the car's red because it's Clifford the big red dog?
Maybe.
I'm just a guess.
I mean, I can concur with that. I mean, who doesn't like Clifford the big red dog?
I don't know anybody. Look at Braxton DeWeese down there on the bottom. Look underneath Clifford here. He's up in that top 5 now. Or lurking, trying to get in the top 5. Back there in 6th. He's got Ron Hyde in the 00 right behind him. So the top 7 here kind of shuffled away from the rest of the field. We're gonna hit the 1 and 2 one more time. Your leader, Manny makes his way to the point. Gets around Ott. Ott tucked right up underneath that spoiler of the 50. Ott gonna go back down to the bottom through 3 and 4. See if he can slide up through the center of the corner. He's gonna do it. He's gonna slide up off of 4, take that outside line away from Manning. Gonna come across the stripe, and it's still gonna be Jim Ott in that number 4 leading this field. Manning, Reed, Smith, your top 4.
We just saw a modified Indy Snake coming down through the tri-oval, and I am low-key impressed as right now Jim out of Jackson, Mississippi, or Michigan. Wow.
Jackson, Michigan?
State of Capitals. Yeah, Michigan, that's where I was going. Anyways, Jacob Manning, though, currently running 3rd, and our pole sitter is currently running 2nd.
Yeah, Reed, look, you jump in the car here with Reed. He's right behind that number 4, Jim Ott. He's got some good pace right here at the end of the corner. You can see he's picking up the draft. Watch, Reed's actually going to, I thought he was going to take a look to the inside, but he's going to stay right there. But a little bit of patience here. He's going to stay right there tucked behind that number 4 of Ott coming down the back straightaway.
And that's the name of the game here. Is we're working lap number 77 of 150 laps. We're nearing the end. I know we're on the back side of this thing. But Dallas Earnhardt wanting to know who has the lucky dog at this point.
The lucky dog right now would be
And-
Michael Pratt in the 77.
There you go. There you go. We answer all the hard hitting questions here because Braxton
3 wide.
looking to the inside.
3 wide one more time. DeWeese, Smith, and Manning there up on the outside. We have seen some great racing up here in the front all day long.
Oh man.
They promised us a good show, and they're giving us one, Alan.
Yeah, absolutely here. Larry, working lap number 78. 77 laps in the history books. Off of turn number 4, Braxton DeWeese mounting up another charge, but right now it's all Ott and Reed all by their lonesome as Braxton DeWeese is going to look to the high side.
It's Ott and Reed out in front. Our top 7 cars have kind of shuffled away here. They're about 5 seconds back to the 8th place running car of Jimmy Geikus. Right now, Geikus, our strong contender for best looking car here in that Gravedigger, trying to lead this second group back up to the front. He's got Spalding, Eddie, and Rorik right there behind him. We jump back up to the front. It's still Ott and Reed. And here comes Smith. Looks like Reed had to check up a little bit when we came back to the live camera right there.
Breaking news in the garage area. We have our first vote for Braxton DeWeese, and that's from the old man in the 80. Let's go, Braxton. I vote for that. That's pumpkin.
Braxton looking good right, but he's got Gary Smith there on the outside. Gary Smith, your biggest mover of the race, up 26 spots. Started back in 29th, now up to 3rd. And he has got Toby Clifford Riders, however you want to say it, in that Ace High Racing number 3, sitting back there in 5th right there behind him. Jacob Manning and Roy Hyde round out the top 6 right now. Or excuse me, Roy Hyde's back there in 7th. So they're single filing that right now. Let's see if these guys can just kind of ride along here for a few laps. We've got 80 laps into this race, 70 laps left to go. Take a look back here. Alan, or shoot, it looks like Reed's going to take a look to the inside here and come across the stripe one more time. Let's see what that looks like from inside of Thomas's Reed's cars. He's pushing Ott down the front straightaway. And you can see he does the right thing. He pushes them all the way down the front straightaway and then backs off as they get into the corner.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, it's just too easy to turn somebody if you stay locked on them getting in the corner. Here we are side by side down the back stretch one more time. Ott, Smith, DeWeese, and Reed, our top 4. They are side by side. As Alan likes to say, arc style. Oh, Smith a little bit loose right there, saves it.
Oh,
Just about lost it right in front of the leaders.
it's getting spicy up here in the front now.
Take a look at the number 3, Shady Cove, Oregon driver. Hey, it's from my neck of the woods. And your leader still Jim Ott, Gary Smith, Thomas Reed, your top 3. We are way past halfway now. We got 68 laps left to go in this race. We're finally getting those long green flag runs that we expected to see all night long. As our top 7 are separated way out in front. As we got Rapid Bunny in there rooting for the 44 and the 50. Pulling for Manning and Tim Ruark. And I know I'm saying Ruark wrong, but so correct me there in chat. It's actually as bad as my pronunciation. I can't even say pronunciation of names is. I can't believe they pay me to do this, Alan. Oh, look at Ott. Gonna look to the inside. Big move there.
They pay me to do too.
Let's take a look back here, back in the second group. We still got Geikus. Geikus trying to bring the second group back up to the front, but just not, doesn't look like he's getting a lot of help. Is pretty separated out here for 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. He's got Geikus Eddie Spalding. I'm not sure who that was down on the bottom of the racetrack. It's Pratt, actually. So Pratt was some kind of an issue.
No, not Pratt.
Down there on the bottom. I didn't see what happened, but he looks to be way off the pace. I think he's getting it wound back up now. It looks like somehow is he on the lead lap, or is that, no, he's still a lap down. So right now, our first car lap down, if we got a caution right now, would be Patrick Craven in the 20. Oh, look at that number 3 kind of moving around. That air on these cars, really moving them around out there. And it really does have a big effect on these cars, especially on these big super, I guess you call Michigan a super speedway, right? It's 2 miles.
2 miles, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, the Pocono's 2 miles, and this is considered a...
Yeah, but Pocono's kind of a weird beast, right?
Pocono is its own, yeah, it's its own beast.
It's like the only oval you shift gears on a lot of times. Oh, look at Smith loose again one more time. Smith on the oldest tires out there. He pitted way back on lap 45, so he's got 40 laps out there on these tires. Watch for these green flags pit stops to start here pretty soon. We thought, what did TJ say earlier? Maybe 45 laps at the most for green flag run?
Yeah.
Smith's hoping for another caution flag right here. He's going to have to make he'll probably be the first one we see dive down into the pits here.
As Rapid Bunny checking in the UC.com live chat says he's rooting for them because he's on their team. We got a shout out for SFR.
And here comes Reed back to the front. Tucked up right behind him is that number 8 of Braxton DeWeese there in second. Gary Smith pushing along as well. Take a look back here. It's still side by side. Ott now in 4th. Smith up there in the 3rd position. Ott going to tuck in behind him right there. So we've still got... We started this race with 29 cars, and we are down to 21, it looks like, according to my screen. Maybe 20, maybe 22. Oh, Smith lose one more time. He's got to come in and get some tires here pretty quick, I would assume, Alan.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
So we take a look back here. Manny now in that 50 car is falling back. He's back of this pack now in 7th. Kind of the back of this lead group. Head down through 3 and 4 one more time. We see our top 7 coming through 3 and 4. Gonna start lap number 90. 89 laps or 89 laps complete, and it is our pole sitter Thomas Reed out in front, but he has Braxton DeWeese down there on the bottom, and that number 8. They head through 1 and 2. It is DeWeese and Reed. Gary Smith right there behind him. Gary Smith, impressive. Now 40, was he? Almost 45 laps on it since his last pit stop. And there he is. Gary Smith going to dive down into the pits, Alan.
Yep, there he comes.
So Smith's going to come in and pit it back on lap 45. It's lap 90. He's still going to have to make at least one more stop before this is over with. So that pit strategy for Smith may not work out for him if we stay green, because it looks like everybody else is going to be able to maybe go another 15 or 20 laps and before they're going to have to pit. So it looks like everybody else on the racetrack is going to only have to pit one more time. So Gary Smith's going to have to hope for a caution flag at this point.
Yeah, at what point, it's almost better to stay out later and pull that proverbial parachute, rather than now maybe.
The Reed, DeWeese, Ott, your top three. Clifford, Ron Hyde, Jacob Manning, Jimmy Geikus now back there in 7th. But he is about 8.5 seconds off of that lead group. And he might have a little bit of help here finally. Cole Spalding starting to close up on the back of Geikus. Maybe they can get together, make a run back to the front. That's a great close shot. I haven't seen that one yet. So Reed and DeWeese now, Reed and DeWeese now 1 and 2. 58 laps left to go here for the Great Lakes Sims Spookfest 150. I'm Chris Murphy with Alan Bergen, Shane Cochran on race control here with us tonight here for Sim Racing Media. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, do whatever you got to do out there. But if you got a league out there you're looking for some coverage, reach out to us. I know Alan doesn't work enough. He needs some more coverage during the week.
Dallas Elhart saying that the 8 car, Braxton DeWeese, having some connection issues.
Who was that?
That was Dallas saying that Braxton DeWeese may be having some connection issues.
Oh, I didn't see him blinking there. That's not good. Hopefully not, because DeWeese has actually started back in 4th. Actually started back in 5th now, up to 2nd.
You know, and that's the thing that we've been hearing about on the iRacing forums is these longer races that these guys are having these connection issues to the iRacing servers, and that might be the case.
Yeah, hopefully not. But I'm looking up at the lap chart right now. Gary Smith come in and pitted. He is about a little over a second faster than the rest of this field. So new tires on that 97 of Gary Smith. He's putting down some good lap times, but he needs some help to get back into a fight for the lead here. But I think what's going to end up happening for Gary Smith, if this stays green, and these guys pitted back on lap 60, so they've got about another 15 laps. If this stays green for about 15 laps, I think we're going to see Gary with a pretty good lead, but can he get a caution to keep him up there? So we'll see how this works out here in the next 15 or 20 laps. So it looks like we pretty much got all of our cautions out of the way here, at least for a while. So we'll take a look here at the number 8 of Braxton DeWeese. Jimmy Geikus and Spalding going at it back here for 7th and 8th. I think Geikus going to come down into the pits.
He's going to take that green flag pit stop, pull the proverbial parachutes.
Yeah, William George also coming down into the pits right now. So William George and Jimmy Geikus down there on the pits. Another one of our cool tools that Shane Cochran gave us here. We can actually see who's down in the pits without having to look up at the board. And here you can see Jim Ott is going to take a dive down in as well. That is going to hand the lead back over to Thomas Reed. I guess Reed already had it, but Reed and DeWeese now 1 and 2. We have Ott, Allen, Geikus down on pit road. Geikus is going to come out of the pits right now. He is going to come out behind Gary Smith. So Gary Smith's still the lucky dog right now if a caution were to come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, 97 laps, 96 in the history books, and there's your eyeball test.
I'm looking at that picture of Braxton. Is he wearing like a really big hat in that picture? I see him next to the trophy there. I
think so.
So Ron Hyde now in the 00 has made his way up to 3rd. Ron Hyde said, "Hey man, I'd like a paint job with a little chrome on it." And this is what they gave him. So you can see Ott down there at the bottom coming out. So now Ott is going to be our lucky dog. If a caution come out, he gets himself out in front of Gary Smith. I thought Gary Smith, actually they're right there nose to tail. Running back here in 13th and 14th right now. And you can see how much better pace they have as they are tucked up underneath that 3rd place car, Roy Hyde. And they're just going to drive past him like Roy's got no defense here. You just got to let him go.
Yeah, there's no choice in it.
This is our battle for the lead. So I'm trying to work out the math in my head. So we're see these guys pitted on lap 61. We got 52 to go. We're on lap 98, so they've run 37 laps since their last pit stop. They're going to go another 15. Yeah, I think these guys are only got to make one more stop, Alan, if I'm doing the math correctly in my head. You got a calculator there to help me out?
Oh man, you don't want me to break out that calculator. I'll have a puff and smoke, but nonetheless, lap 100. We have 51 laps to go. Like you said, I'm anticipating one more stop, and I think, Chris, that this might be a gas and go.
I don't. Maybe with 30 or 40 laps, we've seen some guys struggling with these tires on these long runs, but actually Gary Smith gave us a pretty long run of 45 laps, and Reed just about catches the wall there off the corner. Another cool tool we haven't shown you, and you can just see the progression throughout the race here of Thomas Reed. Started up front all the way back to about 23rd. His lowest spot was 24th. He's kind of zigzagged up and down throughout the pack all night long here. Thomas Reed now out in front, and you can see right there behind him is that number 4 of Ott on fresh tires. Gonna easily go past your leader, unlap himself. So Ott now back on the lead lap. And there's Gary Smith right there in the 97, also gonna unlap himself. So coming up on the rest of the green flag stops here pretty soon, Alan. I think we're gonna find Ott and Smith way out in front once these other drivers start pitting.
And that might be the case, but right now, Thomas Reed, Braxton was battling it out. And that number 97 car trying to unlap himself. Cole Spalding on pit road.
Yeah, Spalding on pit road. We see Roy Hyde also dove in. So everybody about it's the top 5 or 6 of the only drivers not to have yet to pit. As we see Pete Polini, and here comes our leader, Thomas Reed, going to come down to the pits. 49 laps left to go in this race. If he comes down here and takes a full tank of fuel right now, he's going to have to take tires with this long left to go, if he has any left.
I think you're right.
So Braxton, that's going to give the lead to Braxton DeWeese. Jacob Manny now in second. Third on the racetrack is Wesley Riddle there. Jim Ott, Gary Smith. So we're going to see how this shakes out. 48 laps left to go here at Michigan. And here comes DeWeese. DeWeese just couldn't stay out any longer. He knew if he stayed out too long that Reed was going to come out with fresh tires and have much better pace on him. So DeWeese going to come down and take on some fresh tires as well. Here's Jacob Manning now with the lead. And Manning's kind of on his own kind of pit strategy. He pitted back on lap 61 as well. So let's see if he pulls in here in the next lap or two.
You're almost going to have to make it work.
Yeah, if he doesn't, once again, he's just going to be outpaced. But once Manning pulls into the pits, we see Jim Ott right now. Let's see, where is Ott at on the racetrack? Comes across the start-finish line. So Ott's going to have the lead here. DeWeese yet to make it out of the pits. Let's see where DeWeese is at. See DeWeese coming back on the racetrack, and just as we thought, with Gary Smith and Jim Ott pitting a little bit earlier, that is going to put him back out in front. And here comes Reed now. Reed a lap down. Going to try to... actually, no, he's not a lap down. So Reed back here in the fight for the front. So it's Ott, Smith, and Reed, your top 3.
Whoa, hang on to her, Jim.
There's going to be 3 wide. Oh, Ott slides up in front of Gary Smith right there. That was close. As we jump in the car with Smith. We just about wrecked the top 3 out of this one right there, Alan.
Almost.
Ott's already been upside down once in this race. He did not want to do it again, but he's got Thomas Reed all over the back of him. I think Reed, looking at pit times, looks like he had about the same amount of time, so it looks like they all took 4, and Reed's got some good pace there on the outside. Ott on about, what is this, about 20 old lap tires? 20 lap old tires, there we go. At this point, Reed is just going to drive away here. And where is Braxton DeWeese? Back there in 4th. Roy Hyde right there behind him as well. So Ott and Smith really needed a caution right there if they're going to stay up with these top two or three drivers here.
Exactly. Here comes Braxton Deweese looking to the inside of Jim Ott. And he's going to get this spot pretty handedly.
Yeah, Ott, where is he? I pitted back on lap 96, so he's got about 10 laps on these tires. And you can see the difference right there as Reed got by him, and he's just kind of driving off into the darkness. Or into the distance. I guess it's not really dark, is it? It's light still out, but he's driving off into the distance. And it's Deweese now into second. Here comes Roy Hyde. All three of those drivers on fresher tires. Looking at our last lap, and it looks like about a half a second difference on lap times between Reed, Deweese, and Ott.
Definitely getting near the end of this one.
40,
We're working lap 108 of 50.
Yeah, 43 laps left to go. Oh, almost a little contact there between Ott and Roy Hyde. That's about the second or third time in about the last 5 laps Ott has had the pucker, hoping he wasn't going to be the ping pong ball there.
You ever seen a ping pong ball pucker?
No, I haven't. Well, I've seen him dimple.
Okay, just asking.
But take a look back here at 6. Jacob Manning about 6 seconds back right now. So unfortunately, the 50 car, unless he gets a caution, he looks to be out of contention. Right now, it's down to the top 5. If we stay green from here, Thomas Reed, Braxton Deweese, Roy Hyde, Jim Ott, and Gary Smith.
There's the caution.
Looks like it might have been Ruark. Let's see if we can take a look. You see Ruark there in a 44 just getting going again. Back of that car, looks like he might have. That's kind of odd. I was getting back on the throttle and it kind of nose picked up. See if we go back and take a look here at Ruark in the 44. Kind of by himself right there in the middle of the corner. The 24 right there getting loose in front of him. Oh, that's going to be the 24 coming up the racetrack. So unfortunate, William George there in a 24 lost a handle on that car, and as he was chasing the car up the track, Ruark came along, made some contact, and again, here is Ruark trying to go by in the bottom. George comes back down off the wall and collects him one more time. So the first hit wasn't enough, but the second one finishes him off. Unfortunate for Tim Ruark. Having a decent run back there and running in the top 20. But now looking to have some damage there on the 44. We'll take a look at that one more time here. You can see we'll watch the 24 here of George. And you can see he just loses the back of that car in the corner, starts to chase up the racetrack, and Ruark does not see it in time, does not check up, and just tries to get past him. And you can see all the heavy damage there on George. Just comes down and collects him again. And unfortunately, that is going to be our 7th caution of the night at this point. 7th caution. So fuel mileage out the window. Everybody coming down into pit road. Tried to use our pit thing here, but it's not working. So you can see Reed, Ott, and Geika stay out on the racetrack. Not quite sure what that strategy is right there, Alan.
Let's see. I hope you don't wreck, and you're gonna need one more pit stop strategy.
Well, Ott came in on lap number 9. He's gonna have to pit one more time. I'm not sure why he didn't just come in. He was up in front. I mean, I'm not the great strategist here, but even if he can go from the distance from here, because he pitted on lap 96, he's going to be on older tires. All these guys coming in, and actually looking at pit times, Deweese, Hyde, Rapp, Spalding, looks like they all came in and just took gas and go, because their pit stops were only about 5 or 6 seconds. So it looks like maybe the first car with fresh tires is the 23 of Thomas Reed. So we can see the pit stops here from Reed. He's came in, that's 7 pit stops now for Thomas Reed, as he did come in and take on 4 tires. Take a look here at DeWeese. DeWeese also in quite a few. He's just fuel only on that last stop. And there's our leader. We look at Jim Ott, pitted back on lap 96, took 4 tires on. I think he's just going to get, I think we're going to see Thomas Reed just blow through this field here. He's the first car on fresh tires. Sitting back there in 7th right now, Alan. And it's Jim Ott, Jimmy Geikus, Braxton DeWeese, your top 3. And we got Chenault in the chat saying the lap chart is fire. Yes, it is. That's from our good buddy Shane Cochran. He's doing race control tonight, but he's also our master overlay software engineer. So he's putting all this stuff together for us. So yeah, he's done a great job with it. We love using these tools from Shane. So got to give him some credit where credit is due. As we got lights out on the pace car heading down the back straightaway. One more time is for the 8th time tonight. We're gonna go green. Hopefully the last time. We got 39. We're gonna have what 38 laps to go when we come across the line. It's Ott, Geikus, DeWeese, Ron Hyde, Dale Rapp, Cole Spalding, Thomas Reed, Gary Smith, Toby Clifford, Jacob Manning, your top 10. And as we come through 3 and 4, one more time. You see Flagman with green flag in his hand. Go ahead, Alan.
I'm ready to come back to green flag. I don't know about you, but Jimmy Gilkis with the button. It's going to be Gravedigger, and we are back to green flag racing.
Ott and Geikus going to bring us to the line. Geikus with a little bit better run there on the outside. We've seen that outside line come through 1 and 2 with a little bit better pace. But here comes Braxton DeWeese. Braxton on a little bit fresher tires. Took tires about 10 laps ago. Gonna go. Oh, Ott has to check up right. Ott got a little bit looser coming off a 2. And look at that down there on the bottom. It's Thomas Reed. He is going to go from 7th to the lead before we even get half a lap there, Alan.
Yeah, they come screaming down the back straightaway and to the inside.
Yeah, Reed.
2 by 2.
Yeah, Reed looks to have the best pit strategy of the night. He's on fresher tires than anybody else in the field, but DeWeese still with some good pace there on the outside. And the number 8, we're side by side, heading through 1 and 2, off of turn number 2 for one more time here. 37 laps left to go. Take a look down the back straightaway. They're 3 wide, 4 wide, all the way throughout the pack.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, 2, 3 wide makes up the harness nest.
All right, we started with 29 cars. We're down to 20. And they're all right here together right now, all on the same front straightaway. DeWeese now to the point. Allen's picked to win this race. The number 8 of Braxton DeWeese out in the lead, but he has got Thomas Reed, your pole sitter, all over the back of him. Jacob Manning and Jimmy Geikus. And here comes the number 4 of Ott on the outside. And here comes Michael Pratt. Pratt out in front earlier in this race. Found himself kind of mired in the back of the field. Now back up here in a fight for the top 5.
Here we go. Thomas Reed running 3rd currently. Jim Ott there running in a 4th position. And right behind him it's the Hornet's Nest.
Yeah, Pratt.
That's the best way I can put it right now.
That's about the best way to say it right now, because you can see Pratt down on the bottom of the number 4 of Ott. A great run for Pratt into the corner. As he gets by Ott and looks to get by Manning as well, but has to lose a little bit of pace as they come off of turn number 2. Is going to have to slide up behind Manning in front of Ott. Ott can look to the inside as they come into turn number 3. And we are just about 3 wide for a second with Reed, Manning, and Ott. Braxton DeWeese setting the pace right now. All right, we're about 10 laps away from picking our best looking car. Halloween theme. If you're out there in chat and you want to throw in your 2 bits, do it now. I think I know who Alan's gonna pick.
Man, I know I like Bryson DeWeese's car, but I think we're gonna go unanimous on this one.
Well, there's so here's the question we didn't clarify earlier. Oh, a little bit of contact there in the middle of the pack. The one question we didn't clarify earlier. So is Gravedigger a Halloween? I don't know why I can't say that. A Halloween theme, or is that just a tribute to something else?
This thing.
3 wide now for the 3rd spot. Reed, Ott, and Manning there on the outside. Reed losing. Oh, there comes some contact. It's going to be Ott getting that left for a quarter of the 50. And there goes Manning around. A little contact there from the 4 and the 50. Sends the 50 up into the fence one more time. Manning involved in an earlier incident.
Oh, man.
Go back and take a look at that as well if I can find it on my chart. All right, so we'll go back and see what happened here, but it was definitely contact between the 4 and the 50. So let's see if we can see what happened here. All right, so we'll jump on here with the 4 car. You can see down here on the bottom of the racetrack. Let's get a little bit better angle. It's a good angle. You can really see what's going on here. Yeah, just like kind of wiggle. You know, the 3 car came up on the outside. I don't know if you saw that, Alan, but it looked like the 3 kind of come up on the outside of both of them right there. And I think a little bit of air as they came up through there. And you watch this 4 car wiggle when that 3 starts to come up on the outside of them right here.
There it is.
And so Ott kind of moves up the track just a little bit, catches the 50, and spins him around. So unfortunate for Manning. Go back and look one more time from Manning's view. I mean, Jacob's doing nothing wrong. He's up there on the outside. Ott kind of moves up a little bit right here, just catching him right in the door. Watch Reed. Good job from Reed right there. Oh, we got to jump. We got to take a look at that from Reed's in-car view. Let's go back one more time here. Let's look at Thomas Reed. So let's jump in the cockpit here. Watch the 23. 50. He did catch a little contact there. Caught a little bit of that right rear. We'll see if 23 took any damage from that. But he did get I thought he might have missed it, but he did get a little bit of involvement in that. All right, let's jump back to live time. And look who's out in front, Alan. It's the 77 of Michael Pratt.
Oh, the double natural back out in front of this piece here.
All right,
hey guys, this is Race Control just chiming in again. I think you got it exactly right, Chris. 4 car got affected by the air off the nose of the 3. His steering wheel was actually turned to the left even as the car was going right. So just a racing incident, no fault.
Thank you for checking in with us, Shane. Yeah, unfortunate right there for Manny. Manny ran up front all day long, but he's going to find himself back in 9th. So he came into the pits. It looks like he took fuel only, though, maybe a little bit of repair as well. So as we are going to come across one more time. Lights are out on the pace car. All right, so Thomas Reed, Michael Pratt, Wesley Riddle. Have we said Wesley Riddle's much today in that 78
No.
Halloween car?
We said it a few times.
Riddle now up to the point. You know, we need some clarification from any official out there. Is the Gravedigger going to be a Halloween theme?
Ooh.
I don't know. Yeah, there's all kinds of Halloween stuff on there. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, we got 5 laps to go. They asked us to make the decision on lap 25. But you know, that Wesley Riddle car looks pretty sharp right there, too. The John Carpenter's Halloween tribute. Number 78 of Wesley Riddle. So Pratt, Reed, they both pitted about the same lap, 4 tires. So now we have seen some drivers yo-yo up and down throughout this field today. All right, through 3 and 4 one more time, Alan. Our 8th caution
here.
for the 9th time. Bring us to the green, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. The double natural of Michael Pratt, Thomas Reed, our pole sitter, on the button, and it's gonna be it's gonna be a battle to turn number 1. Barney, you got the green flag in the air, and we are back to 3, 2, 1. Green flags racing once again from the Michigan International Speedway.
Pratt down on the bottom, Reed up on the outside, and that 78 of Wesley Riddle tucked up underneath them, as well as the 20 of Patrick Craven. And look at the 04 of Larry Eddy's made his work up into the top 5. And back there in 6 is that 51 of TJ Elaine. After getting that penalty earlier in the race, has worked his way back up here into a battle for the lead. But it is now Reed and Pratt side by side. 29 laps left to go. Watch Pratt slide up the racetrack. Just about a little contact there with Reed. He caught it just in time.
$29 laps to go. The double natural Michael Pratt leading Thomas Reed and Leslie Riddle. Here comes Patrick Craven and the 20 car. We're 3 wide back here in the back.
Just a cluster of cars. You see Jim Ott down there bottom. Braxton DeWeese right there in front of him. So DeWeese dove in and took a late pit stop. I think DeWeese put brand new tires on that last caution flag. So let's see what he can do here in the number 8. He got himself in the middle back there. He's got to be careful, not get involved with anything. We get ready to come across the start-finish line one more time. 27 laps left to go. You got Manning down there on the bottom. So Manning coming back after being involved in that last caution. DeWeese here right in the middle of the racetrack. Oh, looks like I'm on the wrong camera. There we go, back straightaway. So Reed, Pratt, Riddle, Craven, your top 4. Braxton DeWeese now in 5th, and we have got just a cluster of cars here. 27 laps to go, Alan. It's anybody's race still.
Absolutely. Here's we are.
Oh, look at the wiggle right there for 20.
We're loose. We're loose as a goose.
Looks like the 50 of Manny kind of gave Craven a little push at the wrong time. Craven did a good job of saving it. We're still clean and green. Or is it green and clean? I don't know which one it is, but they both work, I think. Ott right there in the middle. Look at the 50 of Manny. Take a look to the bottom. Tries to make it 3 wide underneath the 20 of Patrick Craven. Oh, look at the 04 loose. Nice job of Larry Eddy. Just about lost it in front of about 15 other cars. Makes a brilliant save right there. Get back up to the front. It is Reed setting pace. Pratt right there behind him. Allen's picked to win this race. Number 8 of Braxton DeWeese there in 3rd. Oh, and there we got trouble. The 44's around.
Oh. That's going to bring Yellow out.
The 44 of Tim Ruick involved in another caution. He was been involved in a couple of them today. Back there in 19th, and we're going to see if we can see what happened here. Let me see. Let me get this on slower time this time here. And we're 4 wide right there.
Yeah.
Smith on the outside. Let's see if we can stop this here and get on Ruick's view. Let's see if we can get a better view of what's going on here. Okay, you see Ruick right there in the middle. So you got Ott down on the bottom, Ruick there in the middle, Smith way up there on the outside, and a 20 car Who's that 20 car? Patrick Craven right there in the middle. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, and it's just 4 wide just wasn't going to work right there. And unfortunately, Rourke got the worst of it, but we did see another car make some contact there as well. I think that was the number 3 of Clifford as he finds himself down in the pit. So we're going to see if we can, let's see if we can. Don't, let me see here. I'm going to try to bring TJ up here into the booth with us, but doesn't look like I can do it. No, all right. So I was gonna get a little word with TJ Lane there as we're getting ready to go green one more time, but not able to bring him up in the booth with us. We're gonna go back to live feed here, and it's Michael Pratt out in front.
Hey Chris, this is Race Control checking in again. That one was just a racing incident from my viewpoint. 4 wide. I think the 44 had just served a black flag for entering the closed pits, and so he was getting caught by the field. I thought he was doing a pretty good job actually of keeping it clean as they were coming by, but they got caught up on that one, so no one at fault.
Appreciate it. Getting one more time there, Shane. Yeah, we kind of saw the same thing. I mean, you're 4 wide coming down the straightaway right there, and you've seen all day long how these cars are moving around in the air, and it just doesn't take much. Lights are still on the pace car as we head down the back straightaway one more time. We'll give us a chance to use our back straightaway cam, even under caution.
Well, I believe we have one piece of housekeeping to do, and that's to give away our paint scheme of the night.
So what are I'm gonna let you choose.
Well, it's a very hard decision. We've been back and forth on this, but I think the best looking, in my opinion, the best looking one, I'm gonna have to go with the Gravedigger.
So Jimmy Geikus there in the number 18.
Yes. It was very hard. I thought Braxton DeWeese had a good paint scheme, but like you said all night, and I concur with that, nothing trumps Gravedigger.
So Jimmy Geikus going to be the holiday scheme contest winner for the best looking car here tonight with the Great Lakes Sim Spookfest 150. I can tell he spent a bunch of time on that car. Good job, Jimmy. There's an extra 25 bucks for you. I think it was 25. I don't know. Quote me if I'm wrong. If it's only 20, I'm not making up the 5 here, TJ.
It's 25.
So Jimmy Geikus back there in 8th right now. Started in 3rd. It's fallen down 5 spots. He has been. We'll take a look at his day. And you can see Jimmy Geikus. He's been up and down all day long. Down as low as 17th at one point. Led for a little while. Now in 7th. Let's see if he can find his way back to the point. We look at our lap leaders here. We play with some more of our toys. Thomas Reed has led the most laps at 38. Jacob Manning, Jim Ott, Michael Pratt, Gary Smith, Braxton Deweese, and Jimmy Geikus have all the laps here so far today. All right, I think we're getting ready to go green here. Deweese now at the point. Lights are out on the pace car, Alan. We're going to head through 3 and 4 one more time. Pratt, Deweese, Smith, Manning, Spalding, your top 5. I think Reed came in. Reed came in and pitted there. We'll have to see what he does there. So Reed was out in front, but he pitted. So Michael Pratt going to bring us to the line. One more time, we're green flag. It's Michael Pratt. Braxton Deweese there on the outside. He's getting a good push from Gary Smith in that 97 as they head down to turn number 1. Deweese to the point.
And here they are, all fanned out. Ooh, we got Michael Pratt. Hang on there. We're under caution. TJ Lane involved.
And our Jimmy Geikus.
Winner.
So Pratt going around in the 77. Geikus around involved as well. Go back and take a look at this real quick. See what happened there on the restart. So we get a look here from Michael Pratt. I gotta find it on my screen. There we go. So Pratt up here fighting for the lead with Deweese. And it actually looks like Deweese kind of came up the racetrack right there. We're gonna have to get a little bit better look at that. That's not. Let's go back to live time here and see what we can do. All right, so we'll go back and take another look at this here, Alan. All right, let's back this up just a little bit. I really like this this far chase cam for these shots like this. You can see as they're heading through the corner here. Pratt way down on the bottom. Deweese right there in the middle. Gary Smith behind him. Yeah, and unfortunately, Pratt just kind of loses the car. You can see the car get loose on him. Slides up the race. Oh, it catches at 51 of TJ Elaine. You see him involved there as well. So some of our early race favorites involved in this late race caution. 20 laps left to go. So unfortunate there, but it looks like from our vantage point, it looks like Pratt just got a little bit loose moving up the racetrack. Unfortunate for Michael Pratt and TJ Lane there as well, but let's see, where did our Thomas Reed looks like he got through that unscathed. He's up to 5th now. 20 laps left to go of 150. You know, the one thing we didn't do tonight, Alan, and that's all my fault, we never took a commercial, so the bosses are not going to be happy with us tonight.
That's all right.
We might just have to play a commercial at the end or something. I mean, the racing has just been too good. I just, you know, even under the caution flags, it's just been too much going on to really get to a commercial. But Deweese are out in front.
You know what? It's Halloween.
It is Halloween.
I say we could go commercial free.
Oh, commercial free broadcast here for Sim Racing Media. You heard it here first.
I am the boss, so.
All right, so we got Braxton Deweese out in front. 19 laps left to go. We're going to have 18 to go. Actually, the light's still out on the pace car. It's Deweese Smith. Let's just take a look here at Deweese's ride throughout the, and again, you're seeing the yo-yo way back there, as far back as 26th, way back early in the race, about lap number 30. Been in the pits quite a few times, found his way to the point, but he has got Gary Smith right alongside of him. As we are now come to the stripe, we're going to have 18 laps left to go, Alan. 18 to go out of 150.
I'm ready.
Pace car's going to pull down into the infield. Braxton Deweese going to bring us to the stripe. Through the restart zone, Deweese and Smith. Green flag is out one more time here. 18 laps left to go. It is Smith with a jump on the outside of Deweese, and it's going to be Smith with the lead heading down into turn number 1. He's got Manning right there behind him, giving him a push.
3 wide and the Spalding gets into Reed. They're going to keep it straight. 18 laps to go. We're 3 wide. Braxton Deweese in the 3rd position right now. He's going to settle in behind Manning and Smith. Here comes the 4 car. They're battling hard.
Ott back down there on the bottom. He's made his way back to the front after being involved in a couple incidents, but he is right there behind the 78 of Wesley Riddle. TJ Elaine, who was just involved in that last caution. Looks like he got a quick repair, got back out on the racetrack, and he is right here in the middle of this as well. So right now our leader, Gary Smith, started 29th. Now leading this race with 17 laps left to go. He's got Jacob Manning right there behind him in the 50.
Coming down the back straight away, here comes Thomas Reed. Braxton Deweese trying to follow him. And then you got the 78 of Wesley Riddle. And this is all for buying for top 5 at least.
Yeah, look at that number 23 of Thomas Reed. He has had the fastest pace all day long, sat on the pole, led early on, has led all throughout this day. He is now in 3rd. He looks to be the fastest car on the racetrack right now by the eyeball test. Let's see if he can find his way to the front.
Yeah, here he comes looking to the inside. A number of drivers looking to the inside. We got 16 laps to go. Just 16 laps left to go in this one. In the first annual Spookfest 150 here at Michigan.
Gary Smith out in front. The cautions have helped him late. He was going to get caught out of this, but he is now in the lead. He's got a little contact there, Manning. I saw that coming. Just caught that left rear quarter a little bit, and here comes Riddle in the 78. Manning had to check up to keep from turning Smith around. A little more contact there from the 78 as well, so I think Ott's feeling like a pincushion right now. He is just getting poked and prodded. But still out in front, and here comes, I guess a pincushion is kind of an old, I just showed my age on that one, didn't I? So Gary Smith to Wesley Riddle now 2nd. Manning's falling all the way back to third, and here comes Ott down on the bottom. We're 3 wide heading into turn number 3. It's Ott with a big run down on the bottom of the racetrack as he is going to take the lead. We're going to come to the stripe with 14 laps left. Oh, it's going to get tight off of 4. Riddle, Smith, Ott. TJ Elaine finds his way to the front now. DeWeese down there on the bottom. Side by side for second, side by side for third and fourth, all the way through the front of this pack. And what happened to Thomas Reed? He is back here in 9th. He had to check up somewhere. Gonna see if he can get himself back to the front. He's played some good strategy, but back there in 9th right now. And it's Wesley Riddle in that Halloween themed car out in front with Gary Smith right there behind him. Riddle, Smith, Elaine going to come across the line here. DeWeese down there on the bottom. They come off of turn number 2 one more time. 3 wide back there in the back of the field. It looks like that. I think that might have been Reed up into the wall right there. So Reed now falling back even further, now down to 15th. Ott with some contact with DeWeese, moves him up the racetrack just a little bit. DeWeese able to gather it back up, and we are still going straight. Oh, that is going to be the 48 of Joshua Highbaugh with a little contact. I know I haven't said that all day. As Joshua now find his way to the front. It looks like he's going to be right back here in the middle. Again, into the wall one more time. Little contact with a 00 of Roy Hyde, and Joshua's going to find himself way off the pace now. We're back to the front. It's Wesley Riddle with the lead. Head off of turn number 4, going to come across the stripe. 11 laps left. It is still anybody's race up here out in front. Wesley Riddle, Gary Smith, TJ Lane, Jacob Manning, your top 4, and Jim Ott lurking back there in that 5th spot in the number 4 car. So look down the chat. Looks like somebody's with the 95 car. He was 3 laps down. He's back in the fight for this. But look here at Dan Ealer. He's right in the middle of this fight. Back there in 10th. But it's still Wesley Riddle out front. We have got a gaggle of cars out in the front. Oh, look at the Ott. Little loose through the center of the corner one more time. We have seen that all day long. We see some great driving, some great saves as well. Ten laps left to go. 140 laps down here in the Spookfest 150 Great Lakes Sim. I'm Chris Murphy with Alan Bergen from Sim Racing Media. Lane chases the car up the racetrack, almost gets into Manning right there. Here comes Ott back on the outside. We've seen that all day long. These cars coming in down on the bottom. He gets somebody on the outside. He kind of gets the air off of him. They end up chasing the car up the racetrack, and you saw that right there from TJ Lane. One more time, the 4 car loose. One more. But the 4 car, I think he's tried to crash about a dozen times in this race, but just doing a great job of saving it. So Jim Ott in the number 4, 3 wide, coming across the line. It is Ott, Elaine, and Spalding now down the bottom. And here comes the 04 of Larry Eddy as well. Look at this coming off a 2. Oh, contact right there. Spalding was up the racetrack, gets into DeWeese, who gets into Ott. We are 4 wide down the back straightaway one more time, and there was just no way they were going to do that without crashing. Unfortunately, Ott around, DeWeese around, Geikus around one more time, and we are piled up in turn number 3. And I think that might do it for Geikus. You can see that car kind of crab walking. Looks like he broke the track bar on the back of that thing. We'll go back and take a look at this here one more time, see what we can see happen. Yeah, unfortunately for Jimmy Geikus. All right, so let's see what we can find here. We'll go back and take a look. So we got Ron Hyde involved, Cole Spalding involved, Jim Ott involved. So it looks like this is going to happen up in front of this group. And you can see we're 4 wide right here at this point. You got the 44 of, excuse me, yeah, sorry, Ott there on the outside, Deweese in there, Spalding in there. Let's see if we can see what happens. They just run out of real estate. The 4 cars kind of up on the outside. Yeah. That was 4 cars just trying to get in a spot worth about 2. Back and take a look one more time. And you can see, let's go to that chase view. We've looked at that most of the day. That kind of gives us a really good shot. And you can just see all 4 cars here. I actually see Pratt kind of come in there in the 77, and he caught the right rear quarter, Deweese, and that might have started that whole thing. Let's go back and look at that again. I think we still got another lap of caution. Let's look at that from, go back and look one more time. From Braxton Deweese from this rear chase again, and you can see the 77 kind of come in here. He's got some pace there on the outside, and he catches that right rear quarter of Deweese, and that kind of starts the whole melee right there.
Oh.
So unfortunate there for Deweese, Ott, and Jimmy Geikus down there on the bottom of the racetrack, and you can see Geikus pretty tore up right here. He's going to get a hard hit from this 00 right here, and that's what pretty much broke that track bar. Took
There
a
it is
shot.
right there.
Yeah, took a shot in the left rear. All right, so I think we broke that one down well enough. So we're going to get back to live time here. It's Wesley Riddle out in front right now, and he pitted.
And guess who's right there?
What's that?
Guess who's right there? Right there in that 3rd position.
TJ Lane right there in 3rd. I don't think anybody on this racetrack has not been involved in something. We've had 11 caution flags. I mean, if anything, I thought we wouldn't have more than 3. But we've seen just, I don't think we haven't really seen any dirty driving. We haven't seen, I think, we've seen some guys make some mistakes. We've seen kind of losing the car a little bit here and there, but it's just been, nothing bad. I don't know what's the right word I'm looking for. Nothing aggressive, nothing egregious, I guess is the right word.
There you go. That's the word I was looking for.
Egregious. I don't even know if I know how to say it. So we are down to, so we got 29 cars started this race. I think we're down to about maybe 14 left on the racetrack. And we're going to go around at least one more time here. It looks like the lights are out.
Nope, lights are out. The lights are out.
And we're coming off of turn number 2. We'll take a look at our lap leaders here real quick. Thomas Reed, again, leading the most laps. Jacob Manning, Jim Ott, Gary Smith, Michael Pratt, Wesley Ryder, Braxton Deweese, and Geikus have all led laps in this race. Riddle now to the front. Started back in 20th, up 19 spots. We're going to come down the back straightaway one more time here. 6 laps. We're going to come across the stripe with 5 to go. And, I mean, there's only what?
Oh.
Did I count 10 cars right now on the racetrack in this lead pack?
10 cars.
It's just been a little bit more of a fender banger than we thought it was going to be, but it looks like our pole sitter may be out of this race as well. I don't see him up there. Oh, Reed is there in 4th. Sorry. All right, we're going to come to the green.
There he is.
Bring us to the green, Alan. Bring us to the green.
Woefully one more time. Here we go with the 78 car of Wesley Riddle and Jacob Manning on the button. We are back to green flag racing up to the gearbox. First, second, third gear, fourth gear. And here comes TJ Lane, who guaranteed us a win here tonight. He is up there to second position, 5 laps to go. He's going to drive the 51 car like a hacked off teenager.
Like a, I'm not even gonna ask. All right, 5 laps left to go. It's Riddle, Manning, Reed, your top 3, as we were slicing and dicing down the back straightaway. Reed back up to third, Riddle down to the bottom. Here comes Manning on the outside, and he's got help from Reed. And look way up on the outside is that 97 of Gary Smith. Gary Smith looking to find some extra room up there on the top. He has got to settle in behind. Here's TJ Lane. So we've got about 7 cars in here fighting it out for the top. I think it's going to come down to these top 5 right here. Reed pushing Manning across the line. 4 laps left to go.
4 laps to go. And right now, Jacob Manning on the point. Here comes your pole sitter of Thomas Reed. TJ Lane pushed all the way back to 5th. He's slicing, he's looking low, he's looking high. We're on board with the 78 car. 4 laps left in this one. And here he comes, looking to make a run. TJ Lane back there looking to get by anybody he can.
I don't know how Reed slipped into that, but we've got 3 laps left to go. It's Manny, Gary Smith, Reed, and Riddle's now falling back to 4th. Smith now looks to the inside of Manny, coming through 1 and 2. As we got about 7 or 8. Oh, a little contact from Lane. Lane was up the racetrack, catches Riddle a little bit, but no harm, no foul. Oh, and unfortunately, there they go back around. So a little bit of contact from 51 and the 78. And it looked like maybe as the 78 was trying to catch the car, got back into the right rear quarter panel of TJ Lane. So we got another caution. We're going to have a green-white checkered, Alan.
Yes, we are going overtime with Great Lakes Sim Spookfest 150.
All right, let's go back and take a look at this one. I've been using, I think I've been overusing the replay button here tonight. We've had a lot going on. So let's see if we can get a better angle of this from TJ Lane as we come off the corner. And it just, I think we need to go back a little bit further to see exactly what happened, because I think they come off the corner right here. And there's the initial contact. And we'll use this. This is just a really good view for these replays. So we're going to see this right here. So we're going to see come off the corner, Elaine kind of make a little contact there. And it looked like maybe the 78 wiggled, got down to the bottom. And as they keep going down the back straightaway, they just, I don't know. I don't think that was intentional, but I also don't know what that was. To be honest, Riddle just kind of moved down the racetrack, and it looked like Elaine might have moved up a little bit at the same time. We'll take a look one more time here. You know, it's similar to what we saw earlier. You know, when Riddle started coming up on the outside there, he was kind of coming down, but we saw that earlier with Ott, I think it was. And as Riddle was coming down, you could see Elaine also wiggle a little bit, and they just kind of got together there. I don't know. I don't think, like we said earlier, I don't think it was anything malicious, but I think they could have maybe given themselves a little bit more room there.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're going to go set ourselves up for a green, white checkered finish in the way this is going to work. As we're going to take the green flag with 2 laps to go. We're going to race around, and if we make it back to the white flag, whatever happens after we cross the white flag.
Right.
Now, if we get a caution period again, we get 1 attempt at it. The race is over.
They're only doing 1 green-white checkered attempt?
That's it.
Okay. All right, so Manning out in front, Gary Smith. So we're really down to about, it looks like about 7 or 8 cars. It looks like Elaine is in the pits still, taking on some repairs. Geika's still in the pits. DeWeese out of this race as well. So it's Manny, Smith, Reed. And the biggest cheerleader in the YouTube chat tonight has been for the 95 car of Dan Ehlert. Is now found, he a couple laps down earlier, one point in this race, is now up to 4th. He's got a shot to win this race. He pitted back on lap 117. I think Gary Smith's probably out there with the freshest tires right now, so we'll see how this plays out. At this point, I think it's going to come down to the top 3 here. It's going to come down to Manny and Smith or Reed, unless something else happens. We're going to go green, white, checkered. We got the lights still out on the pace cars. We come off of turn number 4 down across the start-finish line. You know, we're supposed to talk to the top 5 drivers after this race. Are we going to have 5 left to talk to, Alan?
I hope so.
So Manning, Smith, and Reed. Reed, our pole sitter. So let's take a look at Manning's. Yeah, he's kind of been up towards the front most of the day. Fell back to 17th after about lap 113, 114 there, but he has been consistently up towards the front of this pack all day long, or all night long now at this point. It's Manning and Smith. We're coming down the back straightaway. It's green, white, checkered, Alan. Can we get 2 laps in?
I think we can.
All right, we're gonna go to the. We're gonna put the ticker up here because it doesn't hide as much of the screen. So see Manny down there kind of cleaning the tires off. I don't know if it does any good, but it looks cool. Man, we are down to like 10 cars on the racetrack. It looks like maybe a few more than that. Watch that.
I clean my tires off for effect.
That's for effect. All right,
Yeah, dramatic.
We're gonna come to the line here one more time. This might be the last time of the night. Manning, Smith, Reed, your top 3. Let's get some volume up in these cars here. Come to the restart zone to see if Manning can clear these cars. It doesn't look like it. Smith's gonna get a good job. A little bit of spin the tires there from the 95 back there in 4th. Manning brings us to the stripe. We're going to take one more. We got to get 2 laps in here, Alan. Just 2 laps is all we got to do. Here comes Reed in the 23, right behind Manning in the 50. You got to push him to the front. We're going to come off of turn number 2.
Down the back straightaway, 2 by 2. Noah's Ark style. They're doing a John Tour style, and they're almost 3 wide. Here goes our pole sitter. He's going to fall in behind that number 9. Whoa! Hang on, Tour boys.
Reed takes a look down to the bottom underneath Smith. They head under 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, coming for the white flag. It is still Manning. Smith fighting back up on the outside. We saw a little contact right there from Daniel at a 95 and a 78. But we'll get back up there to the front. We come across the stripe. 1 more lap to go. Manning, Smith, and Reed, your top 3.
It doesn't matter now. If we wreck, we wreck. Here we go. We got a battle brewing here. Manning, Smith, Reed. High ball. And Riddle, your top 5.
Manny goes down to the bottom to try to block off the air, and here comes Smith to the outside. We're going to hit into 3 and 4 for the last time. Manning, Smith, and Reed. I don't think Reed has the pace to do it. It's going to come down to Manning and Smith here as they come off of turn number 4. Reed takes a look down to the bottom. No pace. Smith's way down the bottom. Manning's going to block. They're going to come across the line, and it's going to be Smith. Gary Smith's going to take the win.
From 29th position. From worst to first.
So Manning with the lead went down to block, a little bit of contact. I think Gary Smith was there. We'll go back and take a look at about 20. Yeah, started dead last in this field. Gary Smith all the way to the front. Thomas Reed. It's going to come. Let's pull this up here real quick. But Smith, Reed, and Manning. We'll go back and take a look at that finish.
I will say this, Chris.
Yes, sir.
This race started in October here in St. Louis, and it ended in November.
All right, so we're going to take a look here real quick. So you can see we're coming off the corner, coming off of turn number 4. It is Manning down on the bottom. Why is that showing? Get that off there. There we go. All right. Take a look at this there real quick. So you can see Manning up there on the outside, goes down to the bottom of the racetrack. Smith takes a look to the bottom. Manning tries to block it, but Smith's already there. Gary Smith's going to take the win.
Wow, what a run.
What a racer. A lot of excitement. We had, 11 caution flags in this race. And it's Gary Smith from 29th to 1st. And there's our podium right there. Get back to live time to help us out get our tower right there. There we go. All right, there's our podium. Gary Smith going to come home in first. Thomas Reed second. Jacob Manning, after leading, coming off of turn 4, ends up in third. Joshua Hillbaugh. So we'll take a look at the full results here in just a second. If I can find my mouse on my screen. There we go. So we'll take a look at the top 10. Or actually, we'll take a look at the whole field there. So we're waiting for everybody to kind of get into the broadcast waiting room. Hoping Gary Smith gets in there. We'll get him in here as soon as we can. So right now, Gary Smith with the win. Kind of come home in first. Thomas Reed, your pole sitter, in second. Jacob Manning did everything he could to win that race. Coming off of turn number 4, but is going to come home in third. Joshua Hillbaugh with a great run up to fourth. Wesley Riddle, who led us right there towards the end of this race, is fifth. Dan Ehlert. It's going to come home in sixth. Larry Eddy, Pete Polini, Roy Hyde, Cole. Did I say Coyle? Cole Spalding.
You think?
I said Coyle. Cole Spalding going to be in 10th. Dale Rapp. TJ Elaine in 12th. TJ looking to hope to have a win here. He ends up 5 laps down. So we ended up with only 10 cars on the lead lap there, Alan, before this was over with.
Yeah, I mean, what a race though that these guys had, and we are so fortunate to be a part of it.
So we're going to jump back here, see if we can get our winner in here with us. Gary Smith, Thomas Reed, our top 2 drivers, still waiting for them to pop into the waiting room here. I don't see Gary Smith anywhere in our chat. All right, we'll go back here real quick. So we'll watch this replay here one more time. All right. I see Dale Ross in the waiting room. I don't know who the heck that is. How about you? Well, we'll see if we can get
I
our
have
winner
no
here.
idea.
So let's see. We'll get TJ up here with us real quick. Hey, TJ, you got Chris here in the booth, buddy. Hey, we're looking for Gary. Is he still out there in the chat anywhere?
I am not. I don't see Gary. I don't see. Oh, yes, Gary
Ah,
is.
gotcha.
Oh, there he is.
I'm gonna pull him up right here, right now.
All right,
Here he
sounds good.
comes.
All right, Gary. Hey, buddy. You got Chris Murphy and Alan Bergen here in the booth with Sim Racing Media. Are you tired after all that?
Well, I was tired, but not anymore.
Now you're awake. So you kind of go right ahead.
Bro, I didn't even think I was going to run this race. I'm going to be honest, I forgot about it. TJ sent me an invite in one of the servers me and him's in like 2-3 days ago or something. I joined the iRacing League, and I forgot to ask for this. And then I was sitting there at about 10:35. Well, now yesterday. I was like, I was going to do something. And I couldn't remember. Then I opened iRacing. I was like, oh yeah, I was going to run the Michigan race. And I joined. My computer sucks, so I didn't even get to qualify. I didn't get to do nothing. I missed the start, and I had to start from the pits. I had no practice, no quality, no nothing because I was doing stuff today.
Well, you kind of yo-yoed throughout the field. You started in the pits, like you said. You got yourself up to the front early, about lap 20. Kind of different little bit pit strategy than everybody else. What was that all planned, or were you just kind of going with the flow?
I was just going with the flow. I figured I didn't have anything to lose because what am I going to do? Lose track position? Then I'm going to go back to where I started. Like I don't care.
Well,
At that point, I was just screwing around.
Late in the race, or you came into pit. You had to pit a little earlier than everybody else because you were on a little bit different timing. And I think if the last couple of cautions hadn't come out, you might have got left out there. So kind of lucky for you in the last couple of cautions. But you Jacob and Thomas there battling off the last corner for the white flag. Jacob kind of come down, tried to throw a block on you a little bit, but you were there. Did you? What was that? Your plan to just try to go to the bottom?
Well, really, I knew if I could get to his outside, I could side draft him. I don't know if that'll work or not. I knew if I could get to his inside, I could just get a run on him. When he started coming down the track, I kind of knew If he hit me, that would have killed my momentum. If he hit me and I kept my wheel straight, that would kill my momentum. I probably wouldn't have won. Uh, I knew I had to turn up. I hate having to race like that. If it was like a points race or just for fun race, I wouldn't have done that. But since it was for money, it'll be all right.
Well, you started back in 29th, come home with the win tonight. You know, hey, before we get you out of here, Gary, just a great race all the way around. You were up and down. We watched you all night long. But before we let you go, you have anybody you want to give a thanks to?
First and foremost, TJ Hanley with TH Designs. He made the car I drove. He really great guy. He's helped me with a lot of stuff, even outside of iRacing. And go follow Gary Smith Racing on Facebook. I run Legends in real life, and just give me a look.
Well, awesome. Well, congratulations. A heck of a racer. Gave us a good show. Really appreciate it. And have yourself a great rest of the weekend, Gary. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So Gary Smith, your race winner here, the Spookfest 150 for Great Lakes Sim. So, Alan, I'm going to get second place driver up here, Jacob Manning, for you.
Jacob, this is Chris Murphy and Alan Bergen up at the booth. How's it going?
How's it going, gentlemen?
Hey, man, here's how it's going there. A second place finish here, and what seemed to be a marathon of a race here. But nonetheless, here we are talking to you and on the podium. Take us through that race of where you could have needed out of that race machine to get by Gary Smith.
Yeah, it was a third in the end. I mean, not bad, man. Gary made a great move. That was awesome. I had to take a little trip through the infield, so it was great. But yeah, I think if I'd have just done a little bit better of a job, getting there before him and not getting pumper hooked, I'd have been all right. But you know what? It happens. It's part of racing. He made the great move, and you know he was up there the whole time. It's not like he didn't deserve the win. So hats off to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we are at Michigan. What the car feel like as the runs got longer and longer?
Oh, super loose. And I think you'll hear that story from everyone. It was a blast to drive. You know, it was loose, but it was controllable loose, and it just made for a lot of really great racing. It was a great event put together here by TJ tonight. So, looking forward to the next couple of GLS events. It's pretty dope.
Awesome job. Well, before we get you out of here, who do you want to thank and who helps you get it done on that number 50 car?
Oh man, that's TJ all the way, man. He set this whole thing up. He's been working on it for a long time. You know, seeing all the hard work and dedication that he puts into this day in and day out, all the way. You know, wouldn't be possible without someone like him just putting in their every effort to make sure that we have a good time out here tonight. So, hats off to him.
All right, good stuff. Well, congratulations on the podium finish, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, much appreciated, guys. See ya.
All right. Sorry, I had to get my little screen messed up there a little bit. So Jacob Manning, thanks everybody. We'll get him out of the booth here. So we're going to go to Joshua Hillbaugh. So Thomas Reed, our second place finisher, did not show up in the interview booth. So we'll bring Joshua Highball.
Yeah.
So Joshua, hey buddy, you got Chris
guys.
Murphy and Alan Bergen here in the booth with Sim Racing Media. You know, I have to say we didn't talk your name a lot throughout the day, but you found yourself up into the top 5. Give us a little insight to how your day went.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. It was we qualified 6th. We had a fast car. I like hot setups because a hot track so that I know that you have to conserve fuel, conserve tires, be there when it counts. So the first pit stop on lap 26 on that caution, I took a set of tires and I ran 76 laps on that set of tires, which I shouldn't have done, but I was trying to gain a little bit of momentum as far as knowing I have tires when it comes down to with 30 laps to go, because I knew it was going to happen whenever you have a money race or a bunch of guys who are really close in time. It comes down to beating fenders off at the end. Unfortunately, I went a lap down throughout the race, and I was like, man, I need a caution. I've got to get my lap back. and finally caution come out. I got the lucky dog, got back on the lead lap. Everything was great. I had I had a set of uh, two sets of tires left. We pitted under caution. I took a set of tires, and then that second to last caution, I thought I cleared them, but I must have just grazed them. They hit me in the right front, and I got some wheel damage. And I still had my quick repair. I pulled in the pits, used my quick repair, and it made me use my tires. So I was like, what do you do at this point? But I believe it was a great race. It was a really good race as far as the talent that was out there, and for a big good group of cars that usually don't race against each other. So kudos and my hats off to TJ for putting this together and picking the drivers he wanted to race this, and have his name out there and us represent him and you guys and race control and everybody involved in this.
Yeah, we're looking at your kind of your path throughout the day. You're all the way back to 26 at one point. Kind of ran back about mid pack, about 18th, 19th for a long part of the day, and then found your way up towards the front. Just kind of, sometimes it's just about survival. You don't always have to be the fastest car on a racetrack, but if you can just stay out there, stay away from the trouble, and that looks like that's what you did all day long. So, just a congratulations on a great run up in the top five. And what leagues you normally run with, and on a normal basis? You usually run with GLS?
No, actually, we just met TJ a couple weeks ago. We run a league called SFR Silver Fox Racing. We're a new league. We just started out last weekend was our inaugural weekend. ARCA's on Saturday, trucks are on Sunday. Um, we've ran in a couple different leagues, Area 51, SRA, BNR, but we wanted to venture off and kind of do our own thing and grab it by the reins and run it the way we feel a league should be ran. And TJ's been a big help to us, a bunch of input and knowledge and help. And we kind of his league and our league are kind of coincide with each other. So we're gonna kind of see if we can work together and feed off each other a little bit. Is farm off each other a little bit. So
Well, that's great, Joshua. Good run tonight. Hey, buddy, but before you go, you got anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Uh, just my SFR guys. I want to thank TJ for putting this on, and you, Alan, Chris, Shane, you guys. I appreciate it. Everything you guys do in the racing community and all the leagues across the board that you guys announce for and represent.
Well, appreciate it. And again, good job tonight. And hopefully we'll see you again sometime down the road.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You will. Hopefully.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
You bet. Thank you. All right. We're
Yeah.
going to get our fifth place driver. We never did see Thomas Reed jump in. So we're going to bring in Wesley Riddle for you, Alan. You still here with me, Alan?
Leslie Riddle, the driver of that number 78 car, last but certainly not least, on the end of the broadcast booth. Look, you gave Michael Myers a ride of a lifetime. Take us through that race and where you needed to finish about 4 spots better than what you did.
That's right. Yeah, it was a solid race overall. I think for me, it was a lot of learning early. I spent a lot of the time in the opening stages in the back, just trying to figure out tire conservation. This was, I think, my first or second time doing ARCA on Michigan, so just kind of learning. Some strategy had to change around the 50, 75 lap mark, maybe even a little earlier. I accidentally pitted, took a set of tires, didn't mean to. So I tried conserving throughout the race, almost went a lap down. And then kind of late there, I think probably around 30 to go, 20 to go. It might have been 20 to go. I used up my last set, and that's kind of what took me to the front there. So was able to hold the lead for a little bit. Ended up having to use a fast repair. I think TJ and I got into each other trying to side draft a little on the backstretch, but it was just racing, and then was able to work my way, I think, from about ninth spot up to fifth. So was pleased there at the end with coming away top 5 for how the race went.
Yeah, absolutely. This is essentially a marathon all night long. What's that mindset? Is we had so many cautions there at the beginning of the race. What went through your mind as we went through deeper into the run and finally got these things going on?
Yeah, I was wondering if that was going to be a pattern throughout. So that long 70 so lap stretch that we had, I can't even tell you how many laps it was, but we had that really long stint, and was surprised that we were able to go for as long as we did, just with how that opening pace was. But I stayed pretty content with just making sure I was not using up everything to get myself in a position where I had to use that fast repair like early on. And it was beneficial, obviously, to save it there because we got caught up in the last 5 laps. So, um, yeah, overall, it was, even the incidents, they weren't really that bad, nothing egregious. And it was nice just to have a couple good green flag runs in there and still close out with a nice battle where we could race clean to the end.
Look, man, before we get you out of here, who do you want to thank and who helped you get it done here on that number 78 car?
Yeah, I'd like to thank definitely, Stephen Ray. He was in the race here. He was able to reach out to TJ, and a big shout out there to you, TJ, for letting me race tonight. It was a lot of fun, and I would definitely love to come back sometime. And shout out, of course, to our Forward and Field podcast. We've been doing NASCAR content all year and putting a lot of hard work in. So we really enjoy doing our podcast. And yeah, aside from that, that's a wrap for me.
It sounds good. Once again, congratulations on finishing in the top 5, and we'll see you on the next one.
Alan, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, we're going to bring up the rest of the results here. I don't know why I just hit the grid there. We don't want that one with the results. So one more time, we're going to run back to the results. And it is going to be Gary Smith bringing home the win here, starting dead last. Heck, started from the pit road, Alan. Brings home the win. Thomas Reed, the pole sitter, in second. Jacob Manning, third. Joshua Highbaugh, Wesley Riddle, Dan Eilert, I don't know. And Larry Eddy. Pete Polini, Roy Hyde, Cole Spalding rounding out the top 10. That's going to be Dale Rapp, TJ Elaine, Braxton DeWeese. Your early picker, Alan, ended up 10 laps down in 13th. Jimmy Geikus, the winner of the best looking car, back there in 14th. Michael Pratt, Jim Ott. Jim had a great run all day long. Unfortunately, just involved in a couple incidents, is late put him back 16th. Is that Robert Charette, Patrick Craven, and then we'll scroll down through the rest of the field here. Tim Ruick, Toby AK Riders in 20th. I think, what were we calling him all night? Was it Clifford? Clifford, and then 20th. So William George 21st, Stephen Ray, Robert Amaral, Anthony Lane, James Williams, Scott Milliken, Gary Steele, James Burke, and Ryan Combs is going to come home 29th. Well, Alan, it was a little more rough and tumble than we expected it to be, but 2.5 hour race roughly, and we made it through the Spookfest 150, the inaugural Spookfest 150.
Absolutely. What a lot of fun. This track lends itself to be a great track, and I can't wait to do the next one. But as the late, great Tony Trapasso would always say, as you walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic, everybody. Good night.
And we will see you all next time. Chris Murphy, Alan Bergen, Shane Cochran from Sim Racing Media. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. We're going to get out of here. We'll be back this weekend with ECR on Saturday. Icon on actually not ECR. We've got the 150 lap for Hope race tomorrow at Bristol. Alan's going to be there for that. And then Sunday we'll see our buddy Shane Cochran back for the Icon finale. So once again, thanks for being here with us. Thanks for Great Lakes Sim. Thanks for TJ Lane for having us here with you. My name is Chris Murphy. And we are, till next time, we'll see you once again.